My friends, welcome back to the game library, where we give a voice to the voiceless games. My name is Martin, and as ever, I would just like to start the stream off with a single question. Have you played any good books lately? I know that today we are back to regular programming, which means that we are back to playing the Elder Scrolls Chapter 2, Daggerfall. Dev, Cheshire, welcome in. Dragon, Razman, of course, welcome in, my friends. I hope everybody is super well this Monday. Almost forgot what day it was, and you'll find out why. Hope you're all well this Monday. Hope you have had a great October, a great spooky Halloween season, if that is your thing. And if not, I hope that you just had a good month. So I'm just gonna get it out of the way right from word go. I'm pretty tired today. One of the jobs today was to remove a hot water tank at work at my day job. For those of you who don't know, for my day job, I am a plumber. So we had to remove a hot water tank, so we were trying to drain it down, and it just wasn't going well. It wasn't draining down very well. So eventually it got to the point where we just had to move it. This thing weighed about 1,000 pounds. And I'm not being facetious. It took 4 grown men to move this thing. And, oh, yeah, hot water tanks are brutal. So it took 4 grown men hauling this thing. And then when it finally came down to essentially sliding it downstairs, it was on me. So 3 guys were at the top of the stairs holding a rope essentially to kind of gently guide it down, and I was at the bottom of the stairs holding this hot water tank, ready to jump off the side of the stairs if we lost control. Very, very safe, I know. But it was the only way to do it. It was the only way to do it. So every time the hot water tank would get snagged on stairs, I was there at the bottom, essentially having to deadlift this thing up and over the hump and then get it sliding down the stairs again. So I'm feeling immense tension right in this area and in just basically my whole back, my neck, my butt. Like it's all just very tense right now. Who needs safety? I once lifted a tractor tire larger than me and easily the same weight as this water tank, if not. Good for you, Dragon. I'm so happy for you that you did that all by yourself. I needed help today. Yeah, it was really difficult. Very hard job. So all that to say, I'm a little tired, and if the old noggin is not working as it should, it's because I'm tired. I'm not necessarily feeling super uppity right now. But at any rate, we are back to regular programming after the spooky season. As of the Resident Evil stream, we are now back to regular programming, which means the regular schedule is back on Daggerfall Monday, Morrowind on Friday, and we are resuming Thief on Saturday. Once we beat Thief, we're going to we'll see. We'll see what game we play after Thief. Frankly speaking, I really enjoyed playing Resident Evil 4. I'm straining not to be playing it right now. It is one of my favorite games of all time, and the fact that I'm not beating it with all of you, that's it's difficult for me because I really adore that game so much. And frankly, I only need like another maybe 2 streams to beat the game, but that's par for the course. Short Bowl, welcome in. I am, as I was saying, I'm a little tired today, but I'm well. I am well today. It was a good day. Perhaps it's time for the next poll. If you think Witcher 1 is being moved into the Morrowind slot, well, and that's the thing. Morrowind, I'm not entirely sure how close I am to beating Blood Moon, but once Blood Moon is defeated, once we get through that quest, the Morrowind questline is going to be done. The Morrowind stream, not forever, but effectively for now, will be done. So The Witcher 1 is kind of a fitting game in my view to insert into that slot. Jordy, welcome in. I hope you're having a good day, my friend. It's a good game to fit into that slot in my mind. So that allows us the grace to beat Thief and possibly do the whole series, because I hear Thief 2 is even better than Thief 1. Somewhere under halfway for Blood. Okay. Yeah, so it's very much a situation of, you know, we're approaching the end of the year, and I'm wanting to start, you know, buttoning up games that we have long-standing playthroughs of, taking into account and we should do more side quests. Frankly speaking, during Morrowind, I don't feel like I did many side quests. I did do side quests, but it wasn't really the focus of my playthrough. I wanted to get to the story. That was really the main focus for me. So in subsequent playthroughs, we're really going to be focusing on doing side questing and less so guilds and main story. Although we will obviously be doing that, but maybe some different guilds from what we did last time. We had a stealth-focused character, maybe we do some more mage-focused stuff, maybe we do some more fighting-focused stuff, who knows. Scourge, welcome in, I hope you're having a good day, my friend. But at any rate, as we approach the end of the year and the 1-year anniversary for the stream, which is insane, absolutely insane, it's hard for me to conceptualize that I've been doing this for a year. Nearly a year at this point, but once we get to the year anniversary, yeah, like, I started this on a whim, guys. I started this on a whim. Side questing in Morrowind means something different because there's miscellaneous stuff such as transport missions to get. Yeah. Haven't been around for that long, but I'm proud of your Thank you very much, guys. And seriously, all the kind words and the compliments and the acceptance of the mission of the channel, which is to give a voice to the voiceless games, to play things that, you know, I'm not comfortable with, you're not comfortable with. You know, for example, we ended up having to abandon the playthrough, but you guys showing up for Vampire Hunter D, a game that none of us have any history with, none of us have any knowledge of, it just goes to show that this community supports the mission of the channel, which means a lot to me, because it's kind of, well, by its very nature, it's obscure. By its very nature, it is not, it's not for everyone. I think Vampire Hunter D might take the lead for the least known game you featured on this. Yeah, absolutely. And I hope we feature many, many more games like that. I had a lot of fun getting to showcase a game like Vampire Hunter D. I'm hoping that we get to do more. I am. You know, all the recommendations that everyone's giving it's all excellent. All the research I did during the stream,
Naravar, the Argonians stole my McNuggets.
Where it is native to Sheo, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. And you finally got a quote other than, good, there are no women here. But I just said it, so you got the quote. Clip it, it lasts longer. Okay. So, with that said, question of the day for you all. Font Crimes, welcome in, my friend. I hope you're having a great day. Vampire Hunter D is like nightmare creatures to you. Like, just the feel. Just the aesthetic that you got. Any one you want to play on console? Okay, well, chat, Sheo is doing some marionette action on her Xbox 360. My answer is going to be... Oh, like least known, yeah. Words I speak them. Vampire Hunter D and Nightmare Creatures are, pretty in a similar vein, for sure. Now, I did miss some question of the day answers, so I do want to scroll back, but for those of you who have not answered yet, the question of the day is, what is a game you... Pardon me. What is a game you can only see yourself playing on console? So, if you have a choice, sitting on a couch, booting a console and playing it, versus being at a desk on a PC and playing it, what is your choice? And for me, it's obvious. For me, it is Xbox and the Halo franchise. The original trilogy specifically, but I'll add Reach and ODST as some little garnish on that particular delicious dish of video gaming. Halo 4 and Halo 5 are, and Infinite I honestly put into that too. They're not my thing. They're really not. Anything that 343/Halo Studios has done, more power to them. I wish them all the success in the world, but for me, the Bungie games are, that's Halo. That's Halo for me. Dragons answered the question of the day. You know both me and you, Books. Watched Rain's Dead Space remake stream last night, and it brought back a bunch of memories and nostalgia back to me of playing the OG on my Xbox when I was a teenager. And there are plenty of answers I could give, but that stream took me back however many years when I first played the OG Dead Space. Yeah, Dead Space is, you know, I guess to clarify the question of the day, if you need to play the game on this, then you want to have a console experience.
Welcome, Moon and Star.
Guru, welcome in.
Fire and
I
war.
hope you are well. Thank you for the raid.
Come and look upon the heart. Look upon the
Chat, could I please get a little shout out for Z80 Guru? who has been gracious enough to rate us, and I'd be curious to see what he's playing. Football Manager 2024. I have to admit that one slipped me by.
How can you kill a god?
Played that one.
What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god.
I'm gonna look that
How
up,
can
actually.
you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Daggerfall. I'm a god. I'm a god.
Football Manager 2024. I mean, the name seems pretty self-explanatory, but...
Come to me through fire and war.
And now you started the Dagoth Wave.
Come Nerevar.
Dagoth Wave?
Look upon the heart.
The Wave of Dagoth. Dagoth's Wave.
Lay down your weapon.
Wave.
It is not too late for my mercy.
You just said it.
Oh, come and look upon the heart. Upon the heart.
Yeah, I'm just going back through your question of the day answers.
How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a
Jerk
god.
Ops, welcome in, by the way. Sorry I didn't acknowledge you
Shame on
earlier.
you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god.
Question of the day for Jerk Ops is Dark Souls games. I like the co-op in Dark Souls 3, and when playing on console, I didn't need to worry about a hacker randomly coming in and crashing the game, or bricking the game. You know what? That is a super, super fair assessment, Jerk Ops. I didn't even think of that. The fact, well, I mean, this is probably going to start becoming a little bit more prevalent within the console space now that the gap between consoles and PC is really narrowing. It's not really... We're going to get to the point where like the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox Series Fantastic is going to be very, very similar to a mid-end PC. And really the only major difference is going to be the user interface. Gone are going to be the days of your console and your PC having a very significant divide in terms of the fidelity they can produce, the processing speeds that they're capable of, the memory that they have. We're getting very, very similar now. So I pray that the hacking doesn't become a thing on console, but I fear. I do. Let's see. I think I had one more. Yes, devs. Question of the day. Here's my left field odd take, but Half-Life. My own experience with it was on the PS2 port, and it, to me at least, played so smoothly and on comfortably on controller that I can only just imagine how much more non-intuitive and command clunky it would be through the native desktop play. See, and Dev, this is why this question interests me so. This is why this question interests me so, because for me, Half-Life is synonymous with PC gaming, first-person shooter. Half-Life is a PC shooter, to me. But I find it so interesting when people cut their teeth on Half-Life 2 for the PS3 or Half-Life for the PS2 port. And that is their conceptualization of the game. I find it so interesting when that is the case. Yeah. Sorry, I was just catching up with chat, so... Question of the day for Guru, Halo is my answer as well, Guru. Halo is my answer as well. Yeah, for me, there's nothing quite like sitting at an Xbox and putting on the original trilogy of Halo. And as I said, I'll throw in Reach and ODST, but pretty much anything 343 and, or rather slash Halo Studios has done. More power to them. God bless. I really hope they put out some good games, but for me, the Bungie stuff is Halo for me. The Bungie stuff is Halo for me. And you know what, this might be a bit of a hot take, but I think there's a reason that Halo Studios is remaking Combat Evolved. I think there's a very specific reason for this. And that is because they have not been able to put out any original content for the Halo franchise that works. So instead of trying to make something on their own that does well, they're just going to remake, or rather copy, what Bungie has already done. And they're going to, mark my words, they are going to do it for the entire trilogy. If Halo Campaign Evolved is successful, they will remake the entirety of Bungie's catalog for Halo. They will do this. And why? Because they can. Halo 4, flop. Halo 5, flop. Halo Infinite, step in the right direction, but ultimately flop. Campaign Evolved is really their last chance to keep Halo afloat as a franchise. And I don't know, Absolute Guru, I'm in a weird place emotionally when it comes to Halo Campaign Evolved. So, my tone is perhaps disingenuous to my feeling. The intensity is there because I want Halo to return to form. My intensity is there because I don't want Halo to die. Halo is one of my favorite franchises ever, but if Halo is going to be maintained in the form that we have seen in Infinite, 4, and 5, that it's not going to work. It's not going to work for me or many of the other fans. And by the way, honestly, if Halo 4 was a standalone game, if we hadn't gotten Bungie's catalog prior to Halo 4, honestly, I'm pretty sure people would consider it a fine game. And a good story even. But because Bungie's catalog exists, because those groundbreaking, trailblazing games exist, it falls flat. Because it can't live up to the standard and the innovation. And I'm hoping that Campaign Evolved is a massive return to form and a sign that Halo Studios actually understands Halo. Better question, though, Martin. Would you play Halo 1 through 3 if they were made exactly the same? Multiplayer 2. I'm talking making remakes identical to 1 through 3, with the same charm that the originals had. So, this is where... Guys, I've been mulling this over so much. My feelings and my thoughts on remakes. As is apparent, I am a streamer that likes old games. Because they just do something for me. I really enjoy the aesthetic and the state of play at the time these games were released. You know, a lot of what we have to deal with as consumers now with microtransactions and just a lot of the consumerism that has kind of taken hold within the industry, streaming services even coming into play. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I yearn for and I go back to a time that had a simpler industry. I think ultimately that's why I go back, is because it's just simpler. It's not as convoluted. So as I think on this more and more and more, I wonder, it's like, well, if it's going to be identical to Halo 1 through 3, the original trilogy, is there a point in remaking it? Is fidelity a good enough excuse to remake a game? When the quality of life and the fidelity of the original was part of the charm. It was part of why you played it. I was actually having a conversation with someone, and the combat or Campaign Evolved, pardon me, Campaign Evolved trailer showed sprinting in Halo. And their perspective was very, very interesting, which was Halo was a game where your weapon was always at the ready. You never exited go mode. You were always ready to fight. And you were plenty fast, it was fast enough. And you had plenty of mobility through your jumps and other mechanics like that. But now, with newer Halos, and Reach did this too, by the way, Bungie is not without issue here. You kind of split the gameplay, right? You're getting into a situation where it's no longer, gunning and fighting, and just that, it's gunning and fighting and running, and gunning and fighting and running. Is there a problem with that? I would argue no, but it does change the feeling and the flow of the game. Definitely. Remember our little chat last night over the 3 different types of remakes. Remakes made with actual care by the developers, remakes made unnecessarily but still appreciated, and the money-grabbing remakes. I was mainly thinking about 1 through 3 remakes because the servers have been down for years, and the feeling to recreate those memories with a fresh coat of paint is a feeling that can only be recreated with care. Well, and this is why I mull this over, right? This is why I'm not I haven't completed the thought. I haven't established an opinion that I am happy with. There's a part of me that has discontent in this industry, certainly. I've talked about it at length. But then there's also another part of me that yearns for a remake the same way everybody else does. I was talking to, I don't know, it was Beardsley. It was Sir Beardsley. And he was mentioning how he would love to have a Knights of the Old Republic remake. And I have to agree. I would love a Knights of the Old Republic remake. Would be absolutely fantastic, would be shut up and take my money immediately. But then I do have to try and stay intellectually honest and consistent. So if it's well, if this remake shouldn't have been made, but I like Dragon's idea of the 3 different kinds of remakes, because it allows fluidity within the conversation. If it's a money-grabbing remake, then yes. No, I don't like that, I don't want that, it's unnecessary. If it's a remake like the Dead Space remake, where it's the vision was incomplete with the original game, so let's go back and let's recreate the vision, or if it's a little bit of both, if it's yes, we would like some money, obviously, but we're trying to recreate an experience for the player, which is kind of what Dragon was talking about with Halo 1 through 3. Giving people back the original multiplayer. And I think it's important that you gave the caveat of having that multiplayer with the original gameplay at just basically a new lick of paint. I think that would be incredible, actually. I think that I would very much enjoy that. And actually, I did. The Halo 2 I feel like it's a remake, a remaster. Very, very well done. Just fantastic. It looks so good. It looks so good. And I enjoyed every second of that. Halo Anniversary. Yes, it used a bunch of Reach assets, which it got criticized, lampooned even. I very much enjoyed that too. I did very much enjoy that too. Hello? You've brought your entourage?
Did you take my car for a spin?
No.
Okay. It might just be that tire, because there's no notes.
Ah.
So I don't know if I need to.
I'll take a look. Sorry, I did winter tires for Mrs. Books the other day, and she was having noise when driving, and now I put her winter tires on and it's gone. So I was mainly thinking about Oh, sorry, I already read that. But, you know, I am interested in your thoughts in the chat as well, because this conversation, as I said, I haven't reached a coherence, a lucidity within my conceptualization of this theme. So I'm interested in the conversation in and around this. How do other people feel about the remake culture that seems to be forming within gaming? What constitutes a money grab is up in the air, since that's pretty subjective, but generally speaking, I get a feel when a remake is handed off to an incompetent studio with clearly no upper quality control. Yeah. And you know, I think that in between was Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. It was a very well done remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it. It was very, very well done. It was good. But you are in a situation with that one where it was clear that, you know, Kojima left on what I heard to be bad terms. So it's like the progenitor, the intellectual force behind Metal Gear Solid exited, and then Konami remade one of the most successful games in the franchise. Writing's on the wall with that one as far as I'm concerned. Good game. Very, very artfully done. Very, very tasteful. And I'm glad it was. But you're still in a situation where I feel like there's a little bit of like, you know, this was the most popular game in the franchise, so we're gonna remake this one. For me, guys, what I want to see not a remaster, but a remake. What I want to see remade are games that need remaking. Games that were legitimately limited by their hardware and their software. Games like Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon was completely limited by the PlayStation 1 hardware. And you got a game that was good, but clearly hamstrung. Games like that deserve remasters. I think that a remake or I'm interchanging the words, pardon me, I'm sorry. But a remake of that, I feel, would be worthy. I feel like Legend of Dragoon, even though it's got a dedicated fan base, it would be a situation where I know that it is a labor of love if that got brought back. Yes, it would make money. There's a fan base that would be shut up and take my money. But it is a situation where, because it's kind of more on the obscure side, I feel like money might not be as much of a motivating factor for that remake. One aspect I liked about the Dark Souls Remastered is that it revived all the online activity on newer consoles, co-op invasions, etc. And this is, again, with the Halo example, this is an area where I'm maybe a bit of a stop killing gamesite, right? If the remaster or the remake ignites the experience the same way that it existed back in the day, you know, maybe I am okay with that, because that, even just saying that, it's like, oh yeah, that is nice. That is nice. There's this weird in-between of modern games made to recreate the feel of the OG, and the most recent example that comes to mind is Assassin's Creed Mirage, which was made to either use the old features or new features, and you get to choose. Well, and that was like Halo Anniversary, right? You could switch. You could go, okay, we've got Halo Combat Evolved, or we have Halo Anniversary. And Campaign Evolved is going to be, I mean, this is going to be either a haymaker for Halo Studios, or it's going to be their downfall. But taking away integral feels like the guns sounded awful. The assault rifle had less ammo. You know, there was like zoom mechanics from like Halo 5. The elites weren't moving around as adeptly as they did in the original game. So you're kind of in a situation with that where, you know, it's not really like an honest retelling of the original game. It's revisionist, which again, depending on the game, I'm not necessarily okay with that in that situation. The money grab remakes can often enable, sorry, 1 second, I'm just trying to read through so I can read it concisely. The money grab remakes can often enable, then, a more obscure game in the series to be remade, acting both as a means of testing the market and having those profits from the money grab make future investments less risky. I do agree. You made this assessment, I believe it was you, Jerkops. You made this assessment during my playthrough of the Resident Evil 4 original game. And that kind of gave my head a shake to an extent, because I kind of conceptualized the gaming industry in an old modality, which is you had your AAA developments that made games like Halo and Final Fantasy and Metal Gear Solid, but then you had your B tier
Hello there.
studios that were AA or single A, if you will, and they made games like movie adaptations and so on and so forth. And in those situations, you know, the B tier games were what provided that financial security for the AAA big swings, right? But now we've hamstrung that entire part of the industry. All of that industry is now indie, basically. So we're in a place where AAA is kind of forced to split their efforts, as far as I can tell anyways, to hopefully make an original IP, and then they have dedicated teams doing remakes and remasters. That's more or less what I see in the industry right now. And you know, if I saw more original IPs, more big swings from studios, maybe I would take your point a little bit more readily. But what I'm seeing quite often is just remakes and remasters, right? Elder Scrolls 6 has taken over a decade. Bethesda has done three Doom games. 3 Doom remakes. I say remake, it's essentially a reimagining of the universe, but you take my point. They've done a lot of Doom games while we're waiting for the Elder Scrolls 6. They did Starfield, which, yes, original IP, awesome, but I'm not seeing an earnest effort to put out original IPs. At least, you know, we're kind of, we're in a situation right now where the industry is losing money in a big way. It's very, very difficult to get things greenlit because, frankly speaking, guys, a lot of the time, unless it's a sports game, it doesn't make its money back. So we're in a situation now where, like, the remakes and the remasters are kind of a way for these devs to relive the glory days, honestly. To revel in their own excellence of the past. And I'm not saying they shouldn't, they made great games. But every single time you do this, I fear, I worry that you're going to replace the original. You're not going to draw attention to it. You're going to replace it. the Resident Evil 4 remake is excellent. In many ways, it's better than the original game. So in that situation, does Resident Evil 4 remake replace Resident Evil 4 original? There's a conversation to be had about that, certainly. And it's even more poignant when the original game was cumbersome and awkward to play. So, sticking with the Resident Evil example, Resident Evil 2 and 3, I'm gonna speak personally. I prefer playing the remakes of those games. I don't love tank controls. They frustrate me. So, for all the good that the original Resident Evil games did, Resident Evil 2 and 3 in particular in this example, the remakes give me that story, but not only just with a new lick of paint, they give me a perspective that I personally as a player am more accepting of. But that doesn't mean I want Resident Evil 2 and 3 original to be forgotten. I don't want those games to go away, because those games did so much cool shit. They trailblazed a whole sector of the gaming industry. Avalon, welcome in. Sorry, I was on a bit of a rant there, guys. Avalon, welcome in, and I believe I saw Shrek. I will call you Chungus. Chungus, welcome in. Greetings, Discord mods. How's streams affecting your brain power? Well, I mean, if you're asking me in particular, I'm doing well. I am doing well today. Work, the day job. Now that was difficult today. I had to lift a very, very heavy hot water tank. Very, very heavy hot water tank. But overall, I'm doing well. Not to mention the Fallout games, 4 and 76 respectively. Now we're getting Anniversary Edition of Fallout 4. Why did we need that? Well, and this is the blatant money grab, right? This is the blatant money grabism. I think sadly, Bethesda is kind of the ultimate example of this. You know, Fallout 4, there's nothing wrong with Fallout 4. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with it. So why are we getting an Anniversary Edition? Like, we need to have serious conversations about this. And, you know, why are we getting a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition when we could get a New Vegas remaster? Like, if we're gonna stick in the vein of what deserves remake remaster, New Vegas. Where is New Vegas? The conspiracy theorist in me thinks they intentionally want to also break people's Fallout and Skyrim mods. Well, and here's my comment about 4 and 76 was made because all of the games made between Skyrim and the Elder... Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Bethesda's been very busy on everything except the Elder Scrolls 6. And if they have been busy on the Elder Scrolls 6, I would like to see the evidence. Microsoft, Bethesda, ZeniMax, anyone, please. Receipts. I would like to see them. I would love to see them. Oh, you're feeling tired from work? I'm with you, Avalon. I'm definitely with you on that. I was a bit confused, to be honest, Books. I thought you were ignoring me on purpose. Never, Avalon. Never. Your name's right here. You live rent-free in the stream. Okay. I fully disagree with you about New Vegas. Give 3 first. It's older and deserves the first spot. Well, New Vegas was just the first that comes to mind because within the Fallout anthology, I like New Vegas a lot. I like New Vegas a lot. So whenever we're talking Fallout, New Vegas just comes out. It's not that I feel it's more deserving, it's just it came to mind with more immediacy. But you're absolutely right. Fallout 3, New Vegas, like these games, if we're going to stick to the industry standard of let's just remake and remaster everything that made us money in the first place, then those why Why not? Why Fallout 4? Because Fallout 4 is the next Skyrim. That's basically what that says. What is the rant about? So I'm trying to structure a coherent and concrete thought on how I feel, because I don't know yet. I'm trying to structure a thought on how I feel about the current state of the gaming industry, meaning remakes and remasters in particular. So, Dragon and I have had good conversations about this. We've had good conversations in chat about this. There's many situations where I'm left asking myself, this was remade. Why? The original game was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. There's no need to remake this when you could be remaking a game like, again, Legend of Dragoon. Right? Like milking the audience. Well, here's the thing, right? It is milking the audience to an extent, but frankly speaking, the audience is so starved for good IP and good games that, you know what, we'll take a remake, we'll take a remaster. The fact that the Oblivion remaster did so well, it did so well, guys. It's down to the fact that Elder Scrolls fans are starved for good Elder Scrolls content. And the remaster gave that to them. They tried making Fallout 4 to fit in Skyrim's shadow, and yet they have a pinhole with a noticeable decline of writing strength. Starfield is a nail halfway into the coffin, yeah. But yeah, like to an extent, Avalon, it does kind of feel like milking an audience, but I understand why that is necessary in terms of the industry, right? As a consumer, I want my old games to be accessible and cheap. So I want Resident Evil 4 OG, I want Legend of Dragoon, I want Chrono Trigger, I want Pokemon, I want all of these games on a large digital store that I can access easily and have whatever game I want, essentially. But cheaply. That is the key. Cheaply. I want these old games not to be marked up. And then I want the experience of these old games to be much as it was back in the day. I want people to be able to experience the joy that I had playing Halo Combat Evolved, or playing Siege of Avalon, or playing Pokemon, or playing a Star Wars video game, or playing any of the Elder Scrolls video games. I want those experiences to be accessible. And Steam and GOG are doing a great job, by the way. I'm not going to begrudge them. They're doing a fantastic job. But there's many games that still, to this day, are not accessible. They're not available. And instead of that emphasis on availability at a decent price margin, we're getting remakes at the cost of a full game. And it should be the cost of a full game because they put dev hours into it, but it's... Again, my thoughts on this are very, very messy, so you will have to forgive me as I muddle through and try to figure myself out. Well, that is the evidence that the publisher can make the games itself better with enough support and time. And why are they bringing unfinished games out then, just to remake later? Well, okay. So, I'm gonna hop into Daggerfall, and then we're gonna talk about this more. So, we're in a situation right now where this whole issue of unfinished games, right? This unfinished on release, right? Well, I would argue that for old games, you had a different issue, which was just broken on release. A game that was just unfixable on release. Utterly broken, And it took decades, if not many decades, to get the game to play serviceably. And I am making this statement with no small ignorance of the irony that I'm playing Daggerfall as I say that. Daggerfall was a very, very flawed game in terms of the playing experience, in terms of the game crashing and other issues like that, quests not working, gameplay mechanics not working, just the code of the game being released with a lot of issues, a lot of bugs. Bethesda to this day releases games with bugs. But this isn't new, right? We're just in a situation now.
Is this how you honor the 6th house and the tribe unmourned?
Harold, thank you so much for the resub. 6 months. 6 months, my friend. Thank you. I am so blessed to have you in this community. Thank you so much. I loved Sid Meier's Pirate Gold. Oh, and hello, you beautiful man. Old school consoles. Oh, break me, Dreamcast daddy. Dreamcast? Damn. Damn. Well, Harold, you're in my Dreamcast. But hopefully you take my point, Avalon. This is not a new industry issue. We are very much in a situation now where we're actually blessed to be able to fix the games. Yes, we got more games because it couldn't be fixed in real time. Like, imagine Books explaining this to 3 NPCs with his head shaking. Dude, really disagreeing. I disagree. I disagree, Books. No, Books. No. There is dancing in this game. There is lots of dancing in this game, actually. Which is very strange because she's in a place of worship. Take, for example, Dawn of War 40K series. Their game wasn't able to play on windowed mode, but now, after the DE version, it is, and they're calling it a definitive edition with better graphics. How can they sell it as a definitive edition? It's just a matter of one update fix, that is it. But you've kind of just proven the point, right? That game was released with a flaw, that flaw gets fixed, and give me money. Right? No, it's Akatosh actually, which is why I'm surprised that we have some dancing ladies. Might as well be DeBello though. Yeah, so I think to put it concisely, we have always had games released broken. That has always been an aspect of the industry. What we are actually blessed to have now is live hotfixes. When a game is released broken, we are able to fix it. We're able to repair the issues. We're not stuck with a broken game. Oh, there we go. Chat, you know what to do. Sheo, thank you so much for waiting until I was done speaking. Waiting for a pause in my words. I know you didn't actually do that, but I'm gonna say that to try and Pavlov.
It is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh. Upon my heart. Upon my heart. Oh, oh, oh. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you.
It got dark.
I'm a god. I'm a god.
Also, thank you guys for all the watch streaks. I can't speak to her. Do I have a quest right now? Things look promising. There are no women here. Ah, okay, I do have a quest.
Through the rules, I have money.
Citadel of Kingston. Citadel of King.
How am I supposed to eat
Stone.
this pizza without my drink?
Cheers to you. By the way, ads are in about 3 minutes, guys. We do 3 minutes of ads every hour to stave off pre-rolls so that when you guys get into the stream, you're just chilling. As opposed to getting lampooned with many, many minutes of ads. Well, Guru, you get ads because you haven't subbed. So your unsub is moot. It's moot. It means nothing. Necro, welcome in, welcome in. Right. Yam Bam! Hooray! Okay, so we are in the dungeon. Okay, let's not die, shall we? Okay, I avoided a silence. Why are you not attacking me? You attack me and you don't. Chad, this... Okay, do I have any Daggerfall aficionados who can tell me why he attacked me? I was within my rights to defend myself, and he is not. Necro, welcome in, my friend. I hope you're having a good day. Okay, so was he just the crazy one? When ads start, guys, I will be taking a little bit of a break. Mrs. Books just got home. I just wanna make sure her day was good. She was standing beside me. Bisco, welcome in. Matsera Books.
Matsera Disco. Welcome to the stream.
You gave me an excuse to whip out the Dunmer voice. Thank you very much. Audie, welcome in. Welcome in. I'm sure it was, but I will take an ad break just to make sure. Okay, so to find a priest by the name of Gondicta Hawking, who went berserk and ran away to a place called the Citadel of Kingston. Okay, so he must have been the one. Okay, cool. Well, ads are running, so I am gonna take a quick BRB, alright? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to collect foreskin for Dagoth Vivek mole-egged his ball. So much so that it made history. They wrote a book about it. The entire sermon is a prolonged allegory about post-nut Claire. No, I can't. I can't do it. Oh, wait. You wanna know the best part about the Hist? Their entire existence is a pun. They're arboreal appearing entities that exist outside of space-time. They see all the timeline, forward and backward. They're Hist trees. God damn it. You want more? You just saw your buddies get killed, man. Did he grabbed my arrow. Guys.
早上好，中国。现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是速度与激情9比。冰淇淋速度与激情，速度与激情9，我最喜欢。所以现在是音乐时间，准备1、2、3。2个礼拜以后，速度与激情9X3，不要忘记，不要错，国际的去电影院看速度与激情9，因为非常好，电影动作非常好，差不多一样。冰淇淋再见。
Come at me, scrub lords, I'm ripped. Okay.
Don't listen to the Elder Scrolls lore wiki Nerevar. Gnomes are very real.
Very long time. The Vorworms can get on top of you in a pretty big way. Cheers, fellas. They don't want the smoke. Oh my god. All right, well, let's go, buddy. It's okay, we're fine, it's fine. I am not a sociopath with a long history of violence. Oh, little secret area. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel. Oh god. Sir, your skin. This is why we tell you to wear sunscreen. SPF 60, minimum. Guy needed SPF 1000 after the trip from Red Mountain. Certainly looks like that. Necro's last words, a guy with a beautiful voice. He makes me melt. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. No, we need more. I need more. Chat, I need more cowbell. Lead them to Balmora?
All right, that's enough of that kind of stuff. The mod author knows this is a complete tone shift, but just felt like it was important for you to hear. Let's get back to sex jokes and fantasy racism.
Back indeed. Welcome back from ads, guys. I hope you grab some snacks or some other goodness. I grabbed some water, which is not good, but it's good for me. Ooh, we have more. Alright, now where was I? Okay, so we have this anomalous NPC. I ate so much ramen for dinner, it was a mistake. Okay. I do not begrudge that to you, Audie, because ramen, sushi, and Americanized Chinese food are all foods you can easily overeat and you'll still be hungry in an hour. So eat all you want. Basically means nothing. It's essentially empty calories. It's not. Add ramen. Oh, what? Okay. Tonkatsu, miso. What kind of ramen did you have? My favorite is miso ramen. No, it was a pork ramen. Tonkatsu then. You had tonkatsu. Shoyu ramen. Oh yeah. Yeah. Miso ramen's my favorite. I'm a bit of a basic bitch. But it's very good. I love it. Okay, so I like the cheap stuff from the store. Pot noodle. The crime against humanity that is pot noodle. Okay, I don't know why you haven't attacked me, but you haven't attacked me, so I'm going to assume we're chill. The NPC I killed wasn't named. I only order our pork ramen because it's so hard to make at home. Beef or chicken ramen I can make myself. I always find that ramen and sushi... Nah, I'm taking a brick of pure soda. Give me that sweet, sweet sodium. You gonna fight? By the way, chat, let me know if stuff is too loud. I've not tried quick ramen from the groceries yet. Got some in my pantry. I usually order and eat in a Japanese place near me. I have a couple of good Japanese eateries in the city that I really, really enjoy. But I am living in the Midwest, so it's not like it's the best. BRB, phone's dying? All good, my friend, all good. Ah! No! Oh, I saw the chat, Dragon. I trust you, and I'm assuming that I saw it kind of in passing, so I'm just assuming that things are fine. And I know and trust you to have it in hand. But next BRB I will check the mod chat, don't worry. Dayhiker, welcome in. My house stocks rice noodles and short grain rice in bulk. My most variations on those are... Oh, not good. Okay, we're good. Most variations on those are staple foods here. Yeah, I'm the same. Ever since I had my gut health issues, I basically eat like an old Japanese person. Yeah, no, absolutely, Dragon. Not a problem. Okay, so we've got a room there. Hallway here. I eat like an old Japanese... Oh, come on, Automod. Oh, I love... It's my favorite cuisine. Actually, in the chat, what is your favorite cuisine? Mine is Japanese. Japanese cuisine is my favorite. So books. Pillars of Eternity... Pillars of Eternity is way easier when you have a barbarian. Almost any RPG is easier when you have a... an angry man with a fuck you stick. I use 2 cups of water, not 3, toast the seasoning quick in some sesame oil, chopped up green onion before adding water in the pot. You're making me hungry. Teaspoon of garlic and ginger into the pot just before it finishes cooking. It's almost as good as the restaurant, but for $1.50 worth of ingredients. Well, you should totally send that recipe to the Discord so I could make it. Yeah, I would say, so my favorite dishes are... Oh yeah, it's because you said Japanese, Belle. It's because you said Japanese. I like North African food. Shakshuka, grape leaves, pile on the spices. You know what? I have had, what was it? It was a Jamaican dish. It was excellent. It had something, like, it offended me at first. I think it was like goat feet or something like that. The meat was like goat feet or like oxtail or something like that. And, it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. I allowed myself to be, to be someone who tries new foods. And, I at this point, I can't. There's some spices that I just can't eat anymore, unfortunately. I'm getting better as I heal, but it was really bad at one point. Like, I was to the point where it was like bland chicken breast and rice, and that was pretty much all I could eat, and even that caused issues. It was just very, very difficult. So pick of miso soup I made, I could find a food. I couldn't find a food category, so I added it to the main, I think. Okay, just foodie things in general is going to be where you will find the food posts. But if I could get a mod to maybe show Sheo. It's getting better, but it's still not great. But call me Maruchan, cause I'm salty as fuck. I went all the way down to water, salt, and beef looking for food sensitivity. Not a fun experience. Yeah, I was in the same boat, Day Hiker. I was in the same boat. There was a while I was contemplating going carnivore, which is not, it's not a diet that I'm particularly, like, interested in temperamentally. It's just kind of, I was so sick of being sick that I was just gonna try anything. But yeah, in the chat, I'm curious as to what your favorite cuisine is. As I said, and I believe I know Bell's now, which is Japanese, but my favorite is Japanese. Korean is a close second. Miso ramen, spicy salmon maki, bibimbap, pho. Those are all, like, favorite foods for me. Absolutely adore them. If I'm ever, like, just not feeling well, if I'm totally copying you, Belle. Yeah, I'm copying you, sure. You did it best, though. You did it best. I'll give that to you. Japanese, I can eat it, whatever. It doesn't make me sick. A lot does. Turkish is my fave, but not ideal, because some of it, yeah. Japanese food is pretty goated for sure. You know what? I was watching... I think it was... I forget the name of the show, but... I think it was... It was one of those, like, traveling cuisine type shows. I forget the chef that hosted it, though. That's what's tripping me up. But he said any ethnicity, like Italian food, Japanese food, French food, English food, the foods of the world, essentially, the best of that is always going to be found in Japan. I found that really interesting, which is one of the reasons I really want to travel to Japan, because I just want to consume the food culture there, not necessarily just Japanese food. I want to have, like, all of like the fine dining experiences in Japan. One day I want to just go there with all the money in my pockets, rent the most exotic sports car, and just drive around Japan. I will have to study the language, though, so I don't get horribly lost, but that is a dream experience of mine for sure. It's so true, they have all of the #1 chef ambassadors there. Well, and this is where, you know, Day Hiker kind of mentioned, like, African food and stuff, right? So, like, is the best Indian cuisine restaurant in Japan? Is the best, like, Nigerian food restaurant in Japan? That'd be crazy if that was the case. That'd be absolutely insane. It very well might be, but that would be legit crazy for me. I'd be like, what? Why? Japanese take everything they do to 100% of the social respect for craft. Well, and that's, what is it called? There's an ideal. It's like a one word, it's like Bushido and that kind of thing, right? It's just a commitment to excellence, whatever you do, cooking, swordsmanship, writing, artistry, finance, anything you do it 100%. And there's a word, it's a very beautiful word as well. I forget the name of it. Haiku, yeah. Yeah, that is the one, oh, haiku. Oh, what is, no, that's gonna bother the crap out of me now. Okay, I feel like I skipped, oh. Oh, okay, we found a guy. I was so ready to agree. I was so ready. I was just like, yes! That's it! That wasn't my fault, Necro. That wasn't my fault. The problem is Japanese conflate hours with effort, and they get burnt out massively, and it makes makes creativity and error correction impossible. Everything can be taken too far. You are 100% correct, and nothing is perfect in this world. And I'm fully aware that I romanticize Japanese culture. I really want to one day immerse myself in that culture. I think it's so cool. But yeah, I don't for one second believe that they're somehow like perfect ethereal beings. Yeah, did the order come in? Where's the birdseed, Necro? Confirm birdseed receipt. So now, we've only got... Where's the stairs I have to climb? Mr. Ethan, welcome in. Ah, so you're not full-on weeb. Yet. Give me time, give me time. It'll happen. It always happens. Japan as a tourist is amazing. Japan as a Japanese person is the post-capitalist experience, so dog shit. Audie, you had to make it real. You had to sprinkle some reality in there. Now my cornflakes taste like shit. It is true. But that's why I play video games, to escape. And have we come full circle? I believe... Yes, we have. Excellent! Cornflakes just taste like salt, so hey, they don't taste like meta. Ew, reality. I would much rather be an overpowered Ultimer that can launch fireballs at whatever upsets me. That sounds like a better experience. There it is. To a rest. Also, books, I still don't feel like I've gotten to the root of that one video you helped me with, so I'm putting it off again to do Zelda, the one timeline. Good luck. Good luck. And I mean that earnestly. The Zelda timeline is it's a mess. It's a good mess. It's a fun mess, but it's a mess. I'd say for comfort food, I like American stuff like biscuits and gravy. If I feel like I need light food, Japanese. However, I really love Turkish and Greek and Mexican Tex-Mex. One of my favorite dishes, I think it's Lebanese. It's called a doner. I love doners. I can't eat them anymore because a part of a doner is like a yogurt sauce, but I love doners. For some reason, I'm back in my last Warhammer Dark Heresy game where our Psyker reacted to every threat with an impulsive fire. Exactly. You're basically Cyvarus II. I'm literally throwing away an entire timeline. It's just, it's a just for fun project that I know everyone will get mad. You know what? Those are almost better videos. Like the video you fully know that you're shitposting and everybody's gonna get upset and you're just sitting at the comments just like, I can't wait. Honestly, I just like food. And that is completely fair. I would put myself in that camp as well. And I'm gonna narrate it like I've discovered Audie's just gonna be there like, I am the authority on Zelda, you're all wrong, and I'm right. And I can't wait for you to argue with me in the comments because publicity. Splash it on me. I think Italian is overrated, but Italian desserts are bomb. There's a reason you leave. Food is pretty great, no contest there. Well, you know what? And that was one of the most irritating things when I got my stomach issues. And ultimately, like, we have the working theory that I have SIBO, and the treatment for it has worked for me, but frankly, I'm not responding to it the same. Like, I'm getting kind of sick again. But food is so amazing, and food, I wonder if anyone agrees with this, but food is one of the best ways for human beings to share. I would put food on par with music in terms of kind of a universality of communicating culture and experience to people. Food is incredible. Food conveys emotion. It's just the best. I love food. I love going out and eating with people and taking them to cool spots where we can hang out and talk about life and everything like that. So when you have a health issue, when you have stomach issues, you end up in a situation where you can't share in that experience to the same extent anymore. You can't be as adventurous as you would like. And that I'm very adventurous with food, or I was. And it kills me that I can't just like, yeah, we're gonna go to that pizza place 'cause cheese. Oh, well, maybe we'll go to this Thai place. Nope. Spice. Oh, well, can we have Lebanese food? No, because there's spice and dairy. Oh, Greek? No. So what can you eat? Good question. You know, like it's a situation where I feel like I'm buzzkilling, so I just choose not to go out. I choose not to put myself in those situations where I can, like, ruin the experience by feeling not great after eating food. So it's like, that seems like an obvious truth of evolutionary psychology, base common experience. Yep, absolutely. I think that's mostly the case when you're willing to have a meal with people. Like, solo food is cool for yourself, but doesn't share a whole lot. Yeah, absolutely. Having dinner with people is a situation where it's like, I love this dish, and now I'm watching you love it, and I'm almost loving it more because you love it too. It's like better. You're just turning into my dad. He would eat unflavored chicken breast and potatoes every day. I don't want to do that though. I know that there's better things for me in the world. I don't want mashed potatoes and unflavored chicken breast. I don't want it. Give me better food. Books, if it makes you feel better, I just threw a huge party and I made an entire full second menu for Daniel's brother's girlfriend, who's vegan and sensitive to lots of stuff. And it was a version of my famous garden pasta salad. So you can still share love and experience. Well, and that's something I'm learning. I'm learning that one of the great things about modern society is that we have a lot of alternatives for people that are, shall we say, digestively challenged. And now it's like, well, I can't have cheese, but I can have fake cheese. Like, I can have, like, I had this, like, it was like oat concentrate cheese. Like, basically, they took oats, slurry, and they added a culture that makes cheese what it is into it. Government cheese. But I can have cheese now. Cheese. So I can kind of share those experiences and everything now. If you live closer, Martin, I would definitely feel honored for to have you pick out a place you'd feel comfortable dining and treat you. Well, and this is okay. I'm so glad that you guys are saying this as well, because something I've noticed is, and this is just a human truism, it's not like I'm saying anything groundbreaking here, but one thing I've noticed is that, you know, I'm like, I don't want to be the buzzkill in this situation. I don't want to ruin this event with my stomach problems. So I'm just not going to go. But then I realized that there's so many people in my life that love me and want to just make accommodation for me. And they don't necessarily care what they eat. So they'll be like, okay, so let's have Japanese, let's have sushi. And I don't care if you have nothing but cucumber and avocado rolls at the sushi place. Just be there with me. Be there with me so that we can have a shared experience and enjoy. And I've done that now. Sometimes I go to sometimes I go to a Japanese restaurant and all I get are veggie rolls. That's all I get. Because that's all that I feel safe eating. And it's still great, right? Yeah, that's why I said feeling like a buzzkill, because of the factors beyond your controls above. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And veggie rolls are legit. Veggie rolls, I had it wasn't deep fried, it was just yam. It was a yam roll. Sweet potato roll. It was like sweet potato, avocado, cucumber, and I think maybe like there was some sort of you ate Yam Bam! Hold on, Yam Bam, I'm coming! Hold on! Don't let that sociopath eat you! I've had a green tea and veggie rolls on bad stomach days, nothing wrong with. Yeah, exactly. Yam Bam, no! Beeb, welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're having a great night, my friend. We're just talking about favorite foods, favorite cuisines around the world. My favorite is Japanese. Korean is a close second. What is my third, actually? I don't often get to my third favorite. I really like Thai. Yeah, like they're all Asiatic cuisines. So I really like Japanese, that's first. Korean, Thai, Vietnamese food. You've never had Thai. Oh, Thai is amazing. Pad Thai is great. An excellent Thai. It's Americanized, so it's not necessarily. Oh yeah, pho is healing. Pho is healing. Whenever I'm having like just a really like bad cold, I go get pho. It's so fucking good. Exactly. Indian food is way up there for me. I'm a sucker for a butter chicken. Oh yeah. A vindaloo, papadoms, samosas. So okay, samosas are legit. I'm not even gonna be facetious about that. Samosas are just decadent. Persian is very good too, if you've ever had the chance. I have, long time ago, but I have had some pretty legit. Texas, does that work? When I feel bad, I love a good clear soup. What's your favorite clear soup? What is your favorite? Because when I'm sick, it's pho, miso soup. Do y'all know that girl who can only eat 13 foods? I don't off the top of my head. Good pho is good, and mediocre pho is horrible. I've been lucky, I've never had bad pho. Okay, yeah. My mom used to make me diced ham, elbow mac, and corn with butter since I couldn't have mac and cheese. I still request it from her once a year, just as a childhood go-to, yeah. She's a girl on TikTok allergic to literally everything, and trying to cook with only 13 things she can eat. Ooh, damn. I might have to look that up. If nothing else, it'll make me feel better about my lot. Yeah, I would, yeah. If it did, yeah. There's a Middle Eastern ingredient called asafoetida. I totally botched that enunciation. It's an umami boost and tastes kind of like mushroom powder. Everything made with that hits the spot. Umami is just the best. Umami's just the best. Good to see you again, Saivars II. Don't worry about Gondictor Hawking. We'll take care of him. Let's get another quest. Battery charge. Mobile apothecary. So right now, guys, we're just trying to level up in the Temple of the Hour, which is the Temple of Akatosh, the god of time. The reason we're doing that is we're currently waiting for a main quest to come our way. Necro. But when it's good, there's a ton. Yeah, exactly. Actually, Mrs. Books made homemade pho the other day, and it was so good. So good. Asafoetida is a dried latex gum oleresin exuded from the rhizome or taproot of several species of ferula, perennial herbs of the carrot family. It is produced in Iran, Afghanistan, Central Asia, and Northwest China. Oh, okay. That sounds really interesting. Man, I'm not this experienced. I have a very American diet. There's always room to grow, Beeb. There's always room to grow. I do recommend starting with some good, like, Korean, Japanese, like, start with that, and kind of branch your way out. Mrs. Books cooks tripe, impressive dedication. She cooks, because I have so many issues, related to my gut health, she really took the reins, and frankly took care of me, right? She made sure that she was learning recipes that I could actually eat, and you know, not kind of. It's very easy to just lay into someone whenever you're frustrated with the fact that you can't care for them the way they need. She didn't do that. She really met the moment and just took care of me. she just took care of me. There's a lot of culinary space in Murica food. Carolina Park, and you know what? My city in Manitoba, Winnipeg, has a great food culture, honestly. Filipino food is really prevalent in Winnipeg for some reason. Like, empanadas, there's a... What is the name of it? It's a noodle dish. My sister's friends make it all the time. It's a Filipino noodle dish. Why does it elude me? I'm gonna remember right after stream too. That's the piss off. Yes. Yeah, absolutely, Sheo. Absolutely. Pancet, yes. Thank you, pancet. Yes. So good. So bloody good. Google for the win. Yep. Let's do the filthy pit. Acolyte, I'm at my wit's end. The king has ordered us to cleanse a persistent infection in the ruins of Woodhouse Manor that refuses to come out. I've already lost 5 members to it, all healers of various kinds. If you decide to take this up, will you promise me you'll come back alive? You'll need to travel to the ruins of Woodhouse Manor, which is 1 day's travel to the east. Oh, well, I can find little joy in your promise then. The depths are absolutely washed in typhoid fever. No matter how often you cure it, it'll come back. Please see me again in 40 days with the job done. I've reserved an enchanted emerald for you. They are difficult to come by, but this occasion merits it. Fight with all the strength you have and do not succumb to the illness. Farewell. Well, that sounds like a joyous occasion. Oh, your hubby's been to Turkey, Sheo. Actually, Ali, one of our audience members, we met during the Marwin stream. He's Turkish. I really hope I didn't misgender Ali there. I believe I did. But yeah, Ali has been very active in the chat and very supportive of the stream, and they're from Turkey. I'm so trash, I just had crappy ramen and now I'm sipping chocolate whiskey. Is it Crown Royal at least? Please tell me it's at least Crown Royal. Yeah, Ali's fantastic. So, okay, we've talked about our favorite cuisines. Now, what is your favorite dish from that cuisine? What is your favorite dish from that cuisine? For me, it's... I'm such a basic bitch. I love sushi, and I could eat spicy salmon maki or miso ramen for the rest of my life. I could just eat that all day long, every single day. He's been to most of Europe, Russia, Turkey, Kenya, US, and Canada. Oh wow, very well traveled. I don't want any doxiness, but is it work or just experiential? I like shakshuka, eggs poached in spicy vegetable stew. Oh yeah. I had way too much good ramen, now my belly hurts from being too... You'll recover, you'll recover. Okay, now... Ruins of Woodhouse Manor. Off we go. Ramen or sashimi, or I'm going to assume the T is silent. I hope the T is silent. Heb. Turkish Yugo side is a good burek. I have no idea if I'm doing the right accent there. Oh, okay. So burek, okay. I started infusing my own gin. Turns out my wife likes gin with pink peppercorns, spicy redhead oh, there we go. There we go. This place stinks terribly. Oh, sorry, wait. I'm not as cool as Paige. We are Saivaris. Saivaris the Second. This place stinks terribly. There's no question any amount of time here will bring illness. Gotta give it the old Stewie Griffin. Okay, so do we have... I think we have a cure... Do we have cure disease? We do. Okay. So let's do... Cure disease on 7. Any cultural food, I don't care. My favorite thing is all the dishes with noodles. Whoa, hi! Woo! Buddy. Well then. Oh, whoa, hi! I know why it's stinky down here. All the flatulence from the giants. Raw herring. Ooh. I had pickled herring at one point, and that was like, whoa. Acquired taste, I will say. Maybe I would like it now, but I was a kid at the time, and I did not like it. There's a guy who makes mead on YouTube who is selling a starter mead kit. I've always wanted to get one, but I have no place to put it for months while it works. Yeah. I like pickled foods now too. I love kimchi. I love sauerkraut. It's just when I had pickled herring, I had a lot, like just... I had a very averse reaction, I'll say that. Pegleg, welcome in. My mother used to make a giant batch of pickled herring every Christmas. Pegleg, I don't recall whereabouts you're from. Pickled herring, so I'm assuming Scandinavia, but I could be wrong. Horseradish? Horseradish is something I only just recently got into eating. That and beets. I didn't like beets for the longest time, but now I love them. I'm from New York, but my mother, same as Mrs. Books. Mrs. Books, her family hails from Sweden. Actually, that was one, Razman and Mrs. Books were sharing a lot of really good recipes. Mrs. Books's, grandparents weren't able to share all the recipes before their passing, and their cookbook didn't have everything. So, stuff like Ruskingut, I totally mispronounced that, but, stuff like that, you know, Razman was able to share those recipes with Mrs. Books, and we were actually able to make some stuff. Lamb with horseradish, I'm glad I haven't eaten yet. I'd be yeah. Yeah, I'm down. Oh, whoa, where'd you come from? Yeah, horseradish can be really spicy, definitely. I think that's why, like, I didn't appreciate spice for a long time, so maybe that's why I didn't like it for... oh! Sheo, my ethnic background, if you will, my dad's side of the family is Prussian, Ukrainian, Polish, and a little... There's one more. There's one more.
Road is long and troubled, and
K-Solo, welcome to the chat. Chat, you know what to do. And I will answer your question after, yeah, ma'am.
With strength and fervor present, his mane flowing in the wind. Cerberus climbs atop him, a new journey.
I'm Polish, Dutch, and Irish. I'm literally the whitest possible person. It's so funny because my dad, with the Prussian-Ukrainian background, he's like, he's ethnically Caucasian, but does not look it. He's very naturally tan. Oh, hello. K-Solo just loves that song. I hope Black Spider gets to tune in every now and again to realize what he's done. Okay, so to answer your question, Sheo, my dad's side, Prussian, Ukrainian, and Polish. And then on my mom's side, British Isles. 100% British Isles. So, like Audie, I am quite conceivably the whitest person you know. Oh! You spicy bastard! Don't worry, I'm legally considered a mixed-race fellow, because I have this weird chimera abomination, which is Norwegian, French, Native American, and a bit of English, which is... like Isle of Man. I'll admit that song has been stuck in my head a couple times outside of stream. That's what it's all about, man. That is exactly what it's about. Books, did we talk about war games before? Like, if you play, like, war sim or civ style games? Yeah, I play well, I play tons of RTS games. I play Civilization, Stronghold, Crusader. I play tons of the Total War franchise, Total War English, or Kingdoms of Britain, I believe is what it's called. Total War Warhammer, obviously, because I love Warhammer. Oh, a little bit of German on Mum's side? Pardon me. But on my dad's side, it's Prussian. It's not necessary. Oh, now you attack me this time. You're not broken. You sneaky, sneaky boy. Yeah, Mum's side would be after Germany consolidated, though. Dad's side, it was before Prussia created the state of Germany. Okay, I just booted up U-Boat Subsim, like, in depth. I'm gonna be sinking British shipping in 1939, but I'll be here listening. Oh, good, Necro. Thank you so much for being here. Books on a related note. It would be very intriguing to watch you play out a Crusader Kings camp. Oh, interesting. You know what? I was on the Discord, and I was playing the Resident Evil 4 remake. Because I'm trying to play more remake games to kind of flesh out my opinions on how I feel about the whole remake remaster culture in the gaming industry. And Dragon and I were on the Discord and we were just shooting the shit, as we do. And I kind of got to talking about how I'm not necessarily happy with the showcase stream kind of tradition as we have it now. I think it might be a little bit more interesting if instead of showcasing a voiceless game that I would be playing anyways, maybe doing a slightly more modern game. Doing something you wouldn't normally see me play. Make it kind of more of an event. So doing things kind of more like we did last weekend with me playing the original Resident Evil 4. Kind of a more contemporary title kind of thing. Or, hell, maybe even the Resident Evil remake, right? But doing stuff a little bit more along those lines. And, you know, Crusader Kings as a bit more of a contemporary game would totally fit the bill for something like that. I think it's fun to branch out a little too because it brings more up. Well, this is kind of the neat thing, right? Every single time I have played a game that is not a voiceless game, the voiceless games bring in people. I'm not going to say they don't. So many opportunities have come about as a result of playing games like Daggerfall, playing games like Siege of Avalon. I love that we have this niche that we've kind of carved out for ourselves, right? But at the same time, every single time I've played Skyrim, every single time I played Resident Evil, every single time I played these kind of more contemporary, more well-known games, the community has grown. And when I tell them about the mission of the channel, they're like, oh, well, I'm definitely sticking around. Because you're going to be playing stuff I don't normally get to see. So, to your point, Audie, that's 100% a good thing for the channel. It's a good thing for the mission of the channel to play some more contemporary titles to grow the community. Dang it, it's 3 Oh, I'm sorry, Sheo. Thank you for the conversation today. I really enjoy learning about your background. You're a very interesting person. And I enjoy the conversations. So thank you for being here. There's a huge reservation around Mount oh, there we go. The fellow Michiganders. let's head up here. But yeah, I'd be curious as to your thoughts on that, chat. Yeah, I have some people, like, I know on YouTube who are super niche down and want to branch out, so I've offered them a little bit of collabs because I do such variety content. It gives them breathing room to branch out without entirely losing their reach on the platform and crashing. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, I don't want to alienate the purpose of the channel, because the purpose of the channel is something I'm passionate about, right? It's giving a voice to the voiceless games, making content for games that don't really have content creators. That's important to me, and I do want to stick to that. But I am just another gamer at the end of the day, and I like newer titles. I like newer games too. And I think it's important to acknowledge that. I think it's important to share my passion so that people don't think I'm just some obscure retro gamer, because I'm not. Actually, frankly speaking, guys, I'm very new to retro games. I played a lot during my upbringing, but Daggerfall, for example, this is a very new experience for me. This is not something that I've played through in its entirety. I'm learning as I go. And that's kind of the cool thing about playing this for me. Yeah, you don't have to abandon it altogether, but allowing yourself to do other stuff is good in general. Yeah, exactly. And it also, here's the big thing, right? It stops it from getting stale. It does. It allows me, you know, if ever I'm getting tired of Daggerfall, if ever I'm getting, and not that I would, but if ever that were to happen, it gives me a place to go, right? Well, you know, the Daggerfall streams, I'm not feeling it right now, so let's play Resident Evil 4. The Daggerfall streams, I'm not feeling it right now, let's play Total War Warhammer. You know, I agree, I think it's good for the community to see different, lost that, different games you're passionate about. Even if some aren't voiceless, you still give a lot of love to the voiceless. Well, and it also opens up avenues for conversation about the voiceless games. As we play new games, we can kind of homage and muse back to the older games that I like to play. And the fact of the matter is, we did that during Resident Evil, and we had so many great conversations about that. Great conversations. And I mean, Resident Evil's not, it's 20 years old at this point, guys. Like, it's not a new game. So, it's not like, it's a more contemporary title that I'm used to playing, but it's definitely more well-known, for sure. Yeah, because even your niche, you will get sick of it eventually and burn out. With streaming especially, you gotta avoid burnout because people won't come back. Yeah, it's true. It is true. It's a sad truth. There's also a lot of new voiceless games, and a lot of games that belong to more obscure niches that most people wouldn't think about. It's true. Yeah, I think you missed it earlier, but I pinned that while Crusader Kings is indeed contemporary, I'd argue that it's still quite relatively niche and obscure, and also doesn't fall heavily into the storytelling narrative theme. Yeah, you know, and this conversation is just reinforcing what Dragon and I were talking about, right? Which is kind of opening up to new audiences and playing some more contemporary titles and enjoying them. Okay, we do have ads. How many years before we're making Lost Game content about Star? Oh, you know what? That is interesting. And true. I hate that that's true. But yeah, Starfield... You know what? this is going to be a bit of a hot take, but I think that Starfield is going to be regarded in a very similar fashion to the way Daggerfall is conceptualized in many ways. And I don't say that flippantly, by the way, guys. I think that something really interesting that might happen with Starfield is, like, Daggerfall is a misunderstood game. It's a misunderstood masterpiece. Oh, Dev said the same thing. There we go. So, oh man, I gotta take a moment to talk about this. So, when we're talking about a game like Daggerfall, right? We're talking about a flawed masterpiece. We're talking about a flawed game that really gave way to the Elder Scrolls as we know it. Whether we acknowledge it or not, that is the case. There would be no Morrowind without Daggerfall. That is true. Now, what's interesting about Starfield is not Starfield. It's how are we going to talk about Starfield 20, 30 years from now? And I think what's interesting, and the reason that is an interesting topic, is Starfield was advertised by Bethesda as a progenitor to a new engine that would be used for basically all Bethesda's RPGs going forward. It's a new engine to move Bethesda's RPGs forward. The Elder Scrolls 6, for example. So, I don't think Starfield will be remembered positively unless the Elder Scrolls 6 is a fucking banger. If the Elder Scrolls 6 is a fantastic game, it will rationalize Starfield. It will rationalize Starfield in a big way. I think that's really, really interesting. And I wonder if you guys have a similar opinion. Do you think that Starfield will be... I sent a massive message about it, didn't send because ads were... Well, you can send it now, Audie. You can send it now. I think that... Yeah, I'm actually curious as to your thoughts. I've said my piece, which is, for those of you in ads, I think Starfield will be remembered far more fondly if the Elder Scrolls 6 is good. That's kind of my statement there. So what are your thoughts on that? Because Daggerfall is remembered fondly because the titles that followed it were very, very good. I don't think so. Daggerfall had writing and ideas ahead of its tech. Starfield struggles to meet the Bethesda formula on a fundamental level. Fair enough. That is fair enough. I personally, as of now, I would agree. There's a game I put into suggestion in Discord forever ago called The Path. That game is so voiceless, there's not even dialogue. But it's one of my all-time favorite games, but it is so obscure. And it's from like 2009. It's a very feminine-oriented game with a very abstract storytelling method, and I think in the retro and niche game environment, those types of games are largely ignored due to the mostly male audiences. So not voiceless in the sense of no acting, but voiceless in that it was never given the chance it deserved, you know? I might have to play this. Okay, Solo, I can get it for the PC. Yeah, I don't need your PS4 copy. Okay. Herd Dragon, I am heading over right now. Okay. Yep. No, you guys seem to have it in hand, so I trust your judgment. Yeah. Honestly, guys, just, yeah, I wouldn't even leave it as a TO. Just, I don't think there's gonna be a change there, so. Yeah. Yeah, just go ahead. I've been thinking about it since I was 10 years old, for real. The Path, Tale of Tales, I love that. I still recommend it a lot. I highly recommend, I put in the Discord and scroll up to find it. Yeah, I'm definitely playing that then. Yeah. I'm just gonna write it down for myself again. Because ya boy gets recommended a lot of games. A lot of games. Let's go! It's a very short one, maybe like 5 hours if you take it super slow. Well, as you know, everybody, books takes games very slow. Although, I will say, I flew through Resident Evil 4. I went very quickly through that game. In one single stream, I got halfway through the game. Now, we got to the castle, which is the longest part of the game. But, I really only needed... he might go faster if chat wasn't constantly derailing him. Day Hiker, I like it that way, though. The conversations are why I enjoy streaming. I enjoy it for you guys. The games are a facilitator of the conversation, but I'm here for you. I'm absolutely here for the conversations. Goldicta Hawking rolls his eyes in pain and madness. With a low groan, he falls into your arms. I'm not sure if I agree that Elder Scrolls 6 being good will raise the reception of Starfield simply for the fact that Starfield isn't a part of the Elder Scrolls. A great game in a series can elevate middling to lesser titles in the same way that a lower quality game can drag down a series. Also, Heil. So, welcome in and very fair assessment. Very fair assessment. I don't know. I think that the reason that I say it might ascend in opinion is simply because the engine was developed in Starfield. So if Elder Scrolls 6 is good, the whole press release of, well, this is simply a guinea pig for our better game, it might cause people to take a second look and really introspect on the game in a deep way. But I do take everyone's point, and by the way, I think I agree. I'm just kind of being a bit of a devil's advocate. Because I do feel that there are misunderstood games, and I'm not saying that I'm infallible, right? I could be wrong about Starfield. We could be wrong about Starfield, but I don't think we are, unfortunately. But Cell, how was Halloween? Did you get up to anything? Did you do anything cool? Could Starfield pull a No Man's Sky or Cyberpunk and redeem itself? Well, and this is the thing, guys. We live in the age of live service video games. We live in the days of hotfixes. So, it could be that Starfield receives an update that completely changes the game, and it just has a resurgence. Do I think that's gonna happen? No, but it could. And I think that's kind of a cool thing about new games. that I don't talk about a lot, right? I talk about... Honestly, when a lot of people watch my content, I wouldn't be surprised if they would get the idea that I regard new games with a significant amount of derision. I don't. I think that new games are amazing, but I believe that there's a standard that has to be held, and we, as the gamers, need to hold it. If we're not insisting upon good games, the commoditization of video games is going to feed us slop. They're going to push out the cheapest shit they possibly can, and by the way, that has always been the case. That's always been the case. So, again, the onus is on us to be the keeper of the standard. But never before has it been possible to update games in the way that we can now. So a game that on release was perhaps a little shitty is now fantastic. No Man's Sky was not received well, and now it's regarded as a fantastic game. It's really up to us holding the developer to a standard. And if the developer is willing to course correct and make their game better, they have the tools to do it. And then it is so. And then we're all happy. Everyone is happy at that point. Creation Engine is still Game Pyro under the hood. I don't think it was an engine or the graphics that held back Starfield. The writing and lore weren't on the level of Fallout or Elder Scrolls. I would agree. Halloween was very low-key for me, just chilled at home, no trick-or-treaters came by either. Yeah, we didn't get many either. I think we got like 20 total. And that really wasn't too many. We didn't even go through a full box of chocolate. We just got like the Cadbury box, and we didn't even go through the whole thing. I didn't play Cyberpunk until after the 2.0 patch, but the writing, voice acting, and lore were all there from day one. Tech can be fixed more easily. Yeah, Cell, it's torture though. I can't have any of the candy because of my tum-tum. So, it is now on Mrs. Books to eat all of the candy this year. She didn't get me any Skittles. Unfortunately, the problem is always publishers pushing for unfinished games to be released for profits. Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing, right? We act like the developer wants to push an unfinished game. That's never ever the case. The developer, I mean, honestly, the developer would just work on the game ad infinitum. So you do need the balancing act, right? You do need someone to force the artist to release their work. You do need that. But at the same time, the artist needs to be willing to push back on the publisher and say, look, I get it. You want the game out, you want your money, all this good stuff. It's not done. And it's not going to be done for this amount of time. And as I said, this was a problem with old games too. Daggerfall was not released in a very serviceable condition. It was kind of a jumbled, buggy mess. But it was playable. I can say that much. It was a playable game. But it was bugged. The same way that modern games are bugged. The big difference is Daggerfall had to wait for the Unity engine to receive its time to shine. I think the Daggerfall Unity really gave this game a new lease on life. Books, why do you think there is still a production of pixel games out there? Aesthetic. Nostalgia. And just an earnest love of art style. Pixel art is dope. So people want it. People will consume games that have it. And we wanted... Yeah, go back to the filthy pit. There we go. Because I died last time. I think if the story is there, that is the bones of the game. It can carry a lot. Well, and it did, right? The idea that fidelity can compensate for shitty story, shitty narrative, is kind of it's a contemporary, I want to make sure I'm using the right word, so one moment. Ah, there we go. Okay, I was right. I know English, guys. So, the whole idea that fidelity can outweigh narrative is it's a contemporary anathema. It's something that everybody seems to disagree with, but yet the industry will push. And I find this very odd because the old games that we've enjoyed, basically our entire I'm a millennial, my entire childhood has proven this to be not the case. Daggerfall, Final Fantasy, Metal Gear, Elder Scrolls, like all of these games have shown us that you don't need an insane amount of detail and fidelity. You need a consistent world view, world building, and you need a good narrative. Your art style still has to be compelling, but you don't have to have this insane fidelity. All you have to do is provide a clear vision that people can latch on to, and then your game will be successful. Final Fantasy VII looked like garbage. Like, by modern standards, Final Fantasy VII, the 3D sprites looked very bad. They were very good for the time, and luckily they did, like, the pre-rendered, drawn backgrounds, but it was still a situation where, aesthetically speaking, it's not as nice as, say, Clear Obscure. But the world was built in a way that it's consistent and compelling. And the narrative there just keeps you moving through. So why are people buying expensive PCs then? Well, because they can. And honestly, even new pixel art games are huge files. This is kind of this is something that is propagating itself throughout all of gaming, right? The file sizes for these games have increased exponentially. Daggerfall, when it was released, was probably a few megabytes, and now a good game is 100 gigabytes. The file sizes are absolutely massive now. Absolutely massive now. But also large titles are pushing for higher performance to the extreme. It's actually an epidemic that's coming to okay, so basically kind of what I was talking about. The majority of Steam users are about 3 generations behind. Yeah, actually the developer of Battlefield 6, I don't play first-person shooters that much. Well, new ones anyways. I think it was Battlefield 6, DICE said that they need to start optimizing their game for lower-end spec. Oh, no, Dragon, we're all good. We're all good. This community stands strong, right? And stuff like that. I would like to take a moment to thank the moderators for keeping the chat safe. Thank you guys for everything you do, seriously. All the mods in the community are volunteers. They devote their time to the stream, and that is something I am eternally grateful for. So Honestly, guys, just hype emotes in the chat for the mods right now. Seriously, thank you so much, guys, for everything that you do. Pixel art is nostalgic and beautiful in its own right, in my opinion. I love the feel and vibes of some pixel art games. High fidelity graphics are a bit overrated yeah, absolutely. And even if you have high fidelity, the rules that I applied still matter. They still matter. You still need... Denor excavation. You still need to have a consistent world built. Excuse you, librarians have him. No, Necro, you're in there too. You are in there as well. You guys all volunteer your time, so thank you. Oh, I'm not even, there's numbers and it's tripping me up. Bugs Burger? Yes? Bugs Burger? Welcome to the chat, at any rate. There's a comparison between pixel art viewed on an old CRT and newer LCDs. It has more depth back then and perceived depth. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's the graphics of this era were the graphics of this era were designed for the state-of-the-art monitors of the time, which was CRT. So you go back and you play, say, a game like Castlevania Lament of Innocence. That game was designed to be played on a CRT monitor, and it will look better on a CRT monitor. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm not sure what... sorry, there's so many numbers in your name that I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly, so let me know if I'm saying your name incorrectly in the chat, but at any rate, welcome to the game library, my friend. I hope that you're having an excellent day. There's a question of the day at the top of chat if you would like, but if not, welcome in, and I appreciate you being here. Augsburger, okay, Augsburger. Reference to a person from Augsburg. Augsburg, is that, Augsburg... Trying to remember my geography right now. That's German, right? Bavaria. Okay, Bavaria. Yay, I was right, German! Or are the Bavarians similar and you can't call them German? There's certain, like, in Canada, the Albertans will be like, you know, some of them get uppity if you call them Canadian. For reasons, but... I forgot where I'm going. I'm talking too much. Where am I going? So, Augsburger, are you a Daggerfall fan? And if so, what is your favorite part of Daggerfall? Bruh, I'm a Minnesotan and I get called Canadian all of the time. Honorary Canadian. Damn my sexy northern accent. Yes, these southerners can't even compare to us. We are superior in every way. Denor excavation. Okay. Now, I better type this before I get talking again. Denor excavation. Denor excavation. There we go. Off we go. Okay, so we are faced directly at it. Oh, whose stream is this? Quebecois? Are we a joke to you? No?
A new hand touches the
Augsburger, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. If it's not too familiar, I would like to call you Augs, if possible. Just a little easier for me. But at any rate, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Welcome to the game library. I hope you enjoy the emotes, and I hope you've been enjoying the stream. We do Daggerfall on Monday, Morrowind on Friday right now, and we're doing Thief on Saturday currently. We're a variety stream, and we focus on story-driven games that are obscured from the mainstream conversation around gaming. I stream at 8 a.m. now, CST. Oh, you're talking Necro. Yeah. Alright, let's fight the giants. So, Augs, what do you like? You know, with all the Diablo 69 420 swag names. Where did you get my gamer tag from 2010? Necro, you put that away right now. I buried that. It's dead to me for a reason. People think German clothes are all the same, Bayern traditional clothes, but I don't live in Bayern and have different clothes, so do I live in a different country then? Nah, not Germany? Well, I mean, if you go back far enough, everywhere was a separate city-state at one point. Everywhere. Nobody got along until they did. Oh no, Necro! Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Grab a new helm. Is that what we're doing right now? We're just showing our cringe gamer tags? That's exactly why it's your favorite. Bro, do you know that July is Harry Potter month? Are you planning on playing Harry Potter 1 to 3 PC versions? So, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not as big of a Harry Potter fan as you. I like it. It's fine. I don't have any, like, issues with it per se, but it's not really a franchise that I resonate. Oh, it was excellent, and actually we played the PC port, which was even better than the PlayStation one. I would argue anyways. Excellent games, I really enjoyed them. But, yeah, I don't really resonate with Harry Potter too much anymore. Oh dear. Speaking of old games books, old school Rugrats game for the PS1. Oh, okay, there we go. That is a flash from the past. Actually, you know, thoughts, chat. One of the genres that has kind of died is the movie games genre. Movie games. So like, Chronicles of Narnia when it came out, always got a game. Star Wars when it came out, always got a game. I was kind of thinking of doing like a series of like movie games that... Movie games were never good except for Blade Runner. Well, like, it's kind of... Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that statement, Avalon. I'm fairly happy with that statement. But I'm thinking of doing, like, a movie game. Yeah, I kind of put that in the superhero genre. I kind of put that in the superhero genre at this point. Like, it's not really for the movies that those games were made. But I'm thinking of doing like a shit movie games kind of novella for the channel. Just because there were so many bad ones that they're so bad they're almost like good kind of thing. And Necro mentioning the Rugrats game for the PS1 kind of reminded me of that. And actually, in the chat, what was the worst movie game you ever played? What was the worst movie game you have ever played? Hi. Ooh, yes, yes, tea, please. She just walks up.
You know how they're like, oh, you can tell like your family members by like how they walk on the stairs, but like she just plunks, so it's so obvious.
Chat is saying hello.
Hi.
Oh, I'm not sure I do movie reviews. I don't know if I'm brave enough for that. Can we see you play the original Star Wars Lego trilogy? I want to see you lose your mind at the pod racing. Actually, K Solo is one of the biggest Lego games fans you will ever meet. He has mastered those games. I'd never resonated with them, like Lego Star Wars 2, and I was done.
Not really movie, I don't think, but my cousins had the Powerpuff Girls.
Books. Movie was meh, credits were the best part. N64 pod racing was epic, I haven't played that in ages. Star Wars Racer, yeah, very good game.
What kind do you want?
I am addicted to the chocolate peppermint. Well, it should be right there because I had it yesterday. Starfighter was, oh yeah, yeah. I loved all of the Star Wars flight sims, they were great. I remember the Lord of the Rings tie-in movie games. Yes, well, yes. If you're talking about the Two Towers and Return of the King, those games were good. But if you're talking about Fellowship of the Ring, not so good. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was a fun game adaptation. Ooh, a finely drawn vellum reveals the secret location of the Tower of Mortorn. Would you record? What was the old school game Zombies at My Neighbor? Was that the... oh shit, was it a LucasArts game, Necro? Was it a LucasArts game? I feel like it was. Yeah, those games were goated, absolutely. Yes, I know what game you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know if it was Zombie, I think it was Aliens. Aliens Ate My Neighbor or something like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dave the Tentacle. Honestly, I feel like early LucasArts was a fever dream. Genuinely. I heard a breeze. Nothing in there. That's a dead end. Okay, so just gotta make my way over this way. Books, the newest movie game was Avatar as far as I know, so yeah, they are still in production. True, yes, but they're nowhere near as prevalent as they used to be. My argument is that movie games were everywhere. Every single, like, a series of unfortunate events got a movie game. Buzz Lightyear, the animated film, got a movie game. SpongeBob, the movie, got a video game. They were far more prevalent than they are now. Far more prevalent. And they were almost all bad. They were terrible. It did. You're right, Necro, it did. I love the LucasArts Star Wars Starfighter Sims. Yes. Yeah, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. X-Wing Alliance was amazing. Blade PSX was my least favorite licensed game so far. The presentation was good, but the game was very frustrating. Battle for Bikini Bottom was amazing. You know what? There were a lot of really fun games. Movie games were a cash cow, and now people are a little bit more grown up and won't put up with it. That is true. What is my least favorite movie game? Harold, welcome back. We are currently chatting about the prevalence of movie tie-in games. So I would be curious to know what, if any, is your least favorite movie tie-in game? What lives in infamy in your mind? For me, it's not infamy. It's not infamy, but I remember The Matrix, Path of Neo, and the Kung Fu Fire Ants. Does anyone else remember this, chat? The Kung Fu Fire Ants from Matrix, The Path of Neo? That was one of the most hysterical. I was beside myself with laughter. I could not handle it. Well, and honestly, like, modern games, you honestly just, you can't rush out a game that fast anymore. I mean, maybe you can, but it would be the same quality as what we got in 2005. Would not be very good at all. I think that zombie was the source of the disease. I think we're okay. What would be the worst movie tie-in game? I'll go first. Schindler's List. Oh. Actually, I think that would... I think there's a way to make that game good. I think there's a way to carry that off. Change my mind, chat. Skip over this way. Yes. It goes without saying the E.T. game for the NES is objectively considered the worst game in history. So much so that it put gaming in the dark ages. The RoboCop game, on the other hand, was junk. This war of mine. Papers, please. Great movie, terrible video game. To we rest. With our typhoid fever. I would. Let's go. E.T. was so bad they buried a bunch of copies in the desert. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Don't touch it.
I know. I know. I learned my lesson. I scolded myself before. Oh, I'm not well. All right, well, we're gonna rock Cure Disease then. Let's do 7 for that. Hopefully the disease has been cured. Boom! And that is how I win. They didn't just bury E.T., they sealed a bunch of other different games in with it too, under concrete. Oh, K-Solo, I know you think that would be cool, but that's not the way content creation works. So, I am a very small channel, and, AVGN is a very big channel. And while I'm not gonna say they're not the kind to uplift the little guy, I don't have a relationship with them, right? So it's very difficult for me. Like, I would essentially have to go to them and say, hey, I would like to do this. And they would have to basically decide on giving me a chance or not. Now, if I had no shame, I could totally do that, but it's kind of a situation of Crow's City of Angels or Fright Night. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of what is like my least favorite movie tie-in game. I would have to say Luna, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. I'm doing very well today. I'm quite sore. I lifted 1,000 pounds with 4 other dudes today. We had a very heavy hot water tank we had to hoist out of a very squat room. So it was not a good time. So I'm sore, but I'm well. Harold, you are not a hot water tank. I'm doing okay. Spent 20 minutes of Cody's stream trying to set off auto. Nice. What the 6 of us did together is no one else's business. He is a tank and he is... Oh, yeah, that is true. Harold is a manlicious man. That is very true. And he can probe your mind in very, 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 very adventurous ways. What a joy. So the cause of was the walking corpse. Better than some human with such power over the miasma, for that would only terrify me all the more. Take this open tunic. You are certainly making a name for yourself. Ooh. Sexy. Where's my tunic? There's my tunic. I need to go identify what all these enchantments are, honestly. I have no idea what any of these do. Equip. Info, please. Item powers are unknown. Wait, where'd it go? That looks different somehow. Okay. Info, please. Unknown. Great. She wants to gaze on your sexy, golden, hairless chest, Savaris. Why are you cheating on me, Martin? I bought a 50-gallon drum. I said the most unhinged thing I could think of, and Automod did nothing. See, my Automod got on Audie for saying Japanese earlier. Rin, welcome in. Oh, no. Luna, your sins have followed you. Your sins have followed you. Oh, still too hot. Still too hot. No, because you're gonna set off my auto mod. Luna, you can DM it to me on Discord. You can DM me on Discord. I will not have you sully my auto mod with your filthy, filthy mouth. Okay, I feel like we're gonna level up soon. Automod said Audie was racist because she ate like an Asian grandma. It's a truism, though. It's true. Oh, that tea is damn good. Well, Luna, then why would you say it in chat? Let's do... Sure, corpse retrieval, why not? We've received word from some sepulcher who went... Oh. We've received word of some spelunker who went too deep and didn't make it out alive. The family wants to know that the corpse has been properly attended to. If you take this task, you're allowed to keep whatever you find on the remains. Oh, so the family's just totally gonna be fine with that. Obviously marriage counseling. Well, I gotta do this one first now. You're looking for the corpse of Alana Buckingfield within the depths of the ruins of Mortoon Manor. No one knows how she died, except that the Fighters Guild sent her in 45 days ago. That's far too long to be good. Ensure that the body receives proper care and return here. The request was that it be finished within 25 days. Okay, so she's been dead 45 days, and I have to be finished within 25. Is she even gonna exist? I'll find maggots. I'll definitely find maggots. Shrooms, welcome in. Oh, you're totally right, K-Solo. He totally gives a voice to the voiceless games, that is for sure. Bro, AVGN does what you do, giving a voice to the voiceless games. But the difference is, Angry Video Game Nerd uses swear words in his old video game reviews. That is true. I'm too polite for my own good. Is that true, chat? Am I much too polite? Do I need to be rude? Things look promising. There are no women Books here. Needs to be edgy, like a pastor's son who learned the F word. Has anyone here watched Red Dwarf? That reminds me of Crichton. So, there's a character, an android in Red Dwarf called Crichton. And one of the main plot points of the show is that Lister, who is the main character, he's the last human living, is trying to teach a robot who has been programmed for civility to be an uncouth slob and to swear and lie and all these different things that he's simply not programmed to do. And what Necro just said there, he's trying to do that to me. He's taking this polite, bubbly Bosma boy, and he's turning him into an uncouth monster. Carrying too much shit again, guys. Let's go. Plenty of space to escalate on Civi 11. Civi's awesome. I love Civi. I love Mandalore games as well. He's also awesome. Let's put all my books in there. Why not? You would like Grimbeard? Oh, okay. I'll have to look into him. I might have actually watched one of his videos already. What was another one I used to watch all the time? I think it was a channel, Eckert's Ladder. I think it was called Eckert's Ladder. He did like Halo and Star Wars content lots. He would do like battle reviews from like Star Wars. He did this one really good video on it was the Yuzhang Vong War from Legends. And he basically like did a ASMR of like the whole battle that happened.
Yeah.
Oh! I will take that. This body shows more age and decay than the others within the ruins of Mortun Manor. You'll do what you can for it. Most of Elena's Buckingfield's belongings are worthless or ruined, but a weapon is still in good shape.
Love the moon and star.
Chad, you know what to do.
Fire and war.
Cody, thank you for the lurk.
Oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon the
And it's fitting because we just finished our quest.
Oh, lay down.
We're still gonna explore the whole dungeon though,
For my mercy.
because that's what I do.
Come and look upon the heart. Upon the heart.
I master the dungeons. I am the dungeon master.
God, how can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god.
Oh, hello.
I'm a god.
Watch I die right there. Like, I master the dungeons. I am the dungeon master, and then I get killed. Wouldn't be the first time, Chad. Wouldn't be the first time. And it most certainly will not be the last. Oh, hi. Your bonk hurts. So we have some new people in the chat, by the way. We were talking earlier about food, and more importantly, what is your favorite kind? What is your favorite cuisine? And I'm definitely still curious about the people who have not answered yet. Soup? What kind of soup? We talking like Vietnamese soup, chicken noodle soup? Chat, does barbecue ribs count as a full cuisine in and of itself? I would call that American food. I would call that US food. Everyone's like, yes, ribs count. Ribs count, and don't you dare say anything bad about ribs books. Don't you dare. Ads are in 5 minutes, guys. Depends on the soup, Avalon. If you have pho, I would argue that you'd be quite satisfied with the experience. Luna, I don't think anyone eats a pizza quite like you. Nobody eats a pizza like Luna. Luna is very unique in the way she consumes pizza. Ask me how I know. Oh, you said pizza pop. Pop, oh. That changes everything, guys. That changes everything. Pineapple pizzas, that's it. Mods, Avalon. He's not allowed to have his wrong opinions in this stream. I actually did have a Hawaiian pizza once. It was horrible. Avalon with the bad food opinions. Look, guys, you can have whatever opinion you want, as long as it's mine. What is a pizza pop? So a pizza pop, by the way, Pegleg, where are you from? Because that is a very non-North American question. That is a very non-North American question. So a pizza pop is, oh, New York? You don't know what a pizza pop is? Oh my god. Chat, I think I just had... I think that I just had a Canadian-ass moment. I'm having a Canadian-ass moment right now, chat. Okay. Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket. Pizza Pop. Pizza Pop. Hot Pocket. Basically, yes. Basically. We just have the cooler name. We have the cooler name. We call it pop. You guys call it soda. Soda? It's a pizza pop. Everything Canadian is automatically yummier. I love pasta with oh, you know what? That's not a horrific take. It depends on the pasta. That's not as horrific of a take as you think it is, Avalon. Or maybe you don't think it's horrific at all. I'm disconnecting my keyboard. Let us take a moment to appreciate the Canadian way of using the metric system. Yes. Yes. The right way to measure. Although I spent most of my life using freedom units. I might be an honorary Canadian, but you can take that maple syrup and shove it up your... and wash it down with a Verner's. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh god, what is happening? So I feel like all this is going to connect eventually. Interesting. That's what Dragon does. That's why I made him a moderator. People fear him. They don't know what he'll do next. As the right hand of God. Let's rest. Oh, he won't let you talk about it. Luna, the world is not ready for the way you eat pizza. The world is not prepared. We can't handle it. I can't handle it again. My heart can't take it. Luna, I might die. There's nothing wrong with my food taste. What's going on? Is that a challenge? Luna, I have a feeling that you're the kind of person that, if challenged, will go out of your way to do something, even if it's out of character, just to prove a point. Oh, and the ads have hit. Chat, I am going to avail myself of a BRB, so I will be right back. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to collect foreskin for Daggerfall. Vivek mole-egged his ball. So much so that it made history. They wrote a book about it. The entire sermon is a prolonged allegory about post-nut Claire. Alright, no, I can't. I can't do it. Oh, wait. You wanna know the best part about the Hist? Their entire existence is a pun. They're arboreal appearing entities that exist outside of space-time. They see all the timeline, forward and backward. They're Hist trees.
Sarah.
God damn it. You want more? You just saw your buddies get killed, man. Did he grabbed my arrow. Guys.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是《速度与激情9》比冰淇淋《速度与激情》《速度与激情9》我最喜欢。所以现在是音乐时间，准备1、2、3，2个礼拜以后，《速度与激情9 X3》，不要忘记，不要错，国际的去电影院看《速度与激情9》，因为非常好，电影动作非常好，差不多一样。冰淇淋再见。
Come at me, scrub lords, I'm ripped. Okay.
Don't listen to the Elder Scrolls lore wiki Nerevar. Gnomes are very real.
Very long time, the vorworms can get on top of you in a pretty big way. Cheers, fellas. They don't want the smoke. Oh my god. All right, well, let's go, buddy. It's okay, we're fine, it's fine. I am not a sociopath with a long history of violence. Oh, little secret area. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel. Oh god. Sir, your skin. This is why we tell you to wear sunscreen. SPF 60, minimum. Guy needed SPF 1000 after the trip from Red Mountain. Certainly looks like that. Necro's last words, a guy with a beautiful voice. He makes me melt. Ooh woo. He lit. Ooh woo. No, we need more. I need more. Chat, I need more cowbell. Lead them to Balmora?
All right, that's enough of that kind of stuff. The mod author knows this is a complete tone shift, but just felt like it was important for you to hear. Let's get back to sex jokes and fantasy racism.
Welcome back from ads, guys. Thank you very much for your patience. All right, I have had chicken. I have tea. Sustenance is in place. Let's complete this dungeon. We're pretty much done. We have a couple more rooms that we have to do, and that's about it. So for those of you just jumping into the chat, by the way, we were discussing favorite foods, and Luna was discussing the wrong way to eat pizza. I said, Luna, you were the kind of person that, when challenged, would do things even if they were out of character just to prove a point. That is the sense I got. So I will not challenge you, because I feel like scary things would happen. Wrong way to eat pizza, will it blend? Miented, welcome in. I hope you're having a good day, my friend. I've not gone this way. dragon does hold the banishment stick, it is true. Oh god, no. No, you don't. No. You do get therapy for trauma. Yep, exactly. Exactly. No, no! Oh, I hate the scorpions. There's no $5 good enough for that. No, I refuse to believe that. I cannot live in a world where $5 pays for that. And yet I do. Existential crisis queued now. Ugh. And scene. When I was a child, I went with my mother to pick up horse manure from the garden. I still remember the smell. All those years later. I don't have to remember the smell. I smell it every week. Janelle rides horses. She owns horses. I should say a horse. She doesn't own multiple horses. She just owns one. But that is enough. He is a lot of work, that guy. Jet and I are just sitting here like that girl meme, just... Milk or cereals first? Ooh, okay, that's a legit question. That is a legit question, Oggs. I do the cereal first. Well, when I could have milk, I did cereal first. And that way, the milk had absorbed all the wonderful flavor from the cereal. And then I had a cereal-flavored milkshake. And it was amazing. But it's only good if you have, like, Honey Nut Cheerios or something. I had a... Oh god, I'm gonna mispronounce this. I had a Stampot Borenkul today, aka kale mashed through boiled potato, with a smoked sausage and some yak sauce, hearty gravy. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds good. For lunch today, I had spaghetti with a homemade red sauce, and then for dinner, I had chicken legs seasoned in homemade teriyaki seasoning, and for a side, I made stir-fry veggies and rice. And I quite enjoyed that. Okay, now... I love how divided everyone is with pineapple on pizza, but when it comes to my eating pizza, everyone is like, no. Dev is confirmed. You are not alone. Luna, you are not alone. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna eat so much food after stream today. Good conversation. I love the conversation, but I am so hungry. I had to, like, last ad break, I had to just shove a freaking chicken leg in my face just to get through the rest of the stream. Yeah, no, I know what a hot hamburger is. It's so good. Now why? Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. All right. Then you gotta wait, Luna. Waiting is patience is a virtue. Okay, let's restore some stamina so I'm not worried about running out. Then, yeah, I guess I'll go this way. It's a virtue you don't have. That's why you have to work on it. That's why you have to work on it, Luna. Okay. Starting to get lost, but I think I'm okay. Are you aware that September is Batman and Star Trek month? Are planning to play Batman and Star Trek video games on September, and you can choose to either play Batman video games or Star Trek video games. I mean, we'll see. I'm not committed to either. Like, I like those franchises. I'm not gonna say I don't, because that would be a lie. But it's definitely a situation where I'm not going to compromise the schedule just to cater to, you know, a games month that I don't necessarily subscribe to normally. Like, I don't normally do Star Trek month or Batman month, so it's kind of like, do I do that just for the stream? I don't think so. It's not something, it's disingenuous. I don't normally do it, so I don't think it would be genuine for me to do that for the stream. Whereas last month, I played Resident Evil. That is something that I do every year on October. I always play Resident Evil games during October. I always beat as many RE games as I can. So. Where east? Begin. Yam bam, let's go. Oh shit. The donkey flies. Oh, Star Trek 2030. Yes, yep. Yeah, K-Solo's been trying to get me to play that for oh god, that changed fast. Yeah, K-Solo's been trying to get me to play that for a long time now. Of course, I came through the north gate. Luna's Chaos Reserves are empty, and her head is starting to hurt, so I'm gonna head out for the night. Hopefully I'll be here longer next stream. Have a good night. And Luna, have an amazing night. I hope that you start feeling better. I know concussions suck, so please take it easy. Do whatever you need, even if it means not attending the stream, seriously. Be well, get better, and chat, could we get some feel-good emotes for Luna and, frankly, anyone else who has left chat this stream? You guys are awesome, you make the stream what it is, so thank you for being here, and thank you for contributing to conversations that, frankly speaking, keep the stream interesting. It's sometimes hard for me to keep talking for hours and hours on end, so you guys contributing to the experience really adds to it. Because then I'm not just creating things to talk about, I'm responding as well, right? So You guys help more than you know by being here. Back to the Order of the Ear. Thank you for binding Elena Buckingfield's remains. I'll tell the family and have it annotated on your membership record. May Akatosh stay with you. Alright, at the request of Dev, we are going to become a marriage counselor. That is true, Dev. That is true. You are a community, and we are a community. Sorry, try not to get emotional. It means so much to me that we get to share these moments together, and we get to enjoy these games that have formed us as people, and we get to share experiences, and we get to discuss what makes us who we are. And the fact that a community has formed around me and who I am, that is something I've really talked about this on stream, but I really struggled in my early life with self-hatred, honestly. That's really the only word for it. I was so self-deprecating, and I struggled immensely to be kind to myself. And to have a community form around me, and not just because of the games that I play, like the games facilitate people coming in, but the people who stay, they stay because they find kinship. They find something that they need in this stream, in this community, and I am so grateful that I can add something to everyone's day. You know, there's so much entertainment that exists in the world. There's so many ways in which we can choose to spend our time, and you guys spend your time here for 4-6 hours on a given day. And that is something that I never saw for myself when I started streaming. I kind of just, I hoped for the best, but I expected the worst. And it ended up exceeding my wildest expectations for what the community could look like and what the stream could do in such short a time. I haven't even been streaming a year, guys, and many streams skirt 30 viewers. That's unprecedented growth as far as I'm concerned. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you for being here.
I got to say, that's what I appreciate about you.
And I appreciate you as well. I appreciate all of you. All right, it's marriage counseling time. Among the many responsibilities we discharge, such as curing the sick and flooring the living dead, we have some duty towards more mundane matters. I should likely ask how eloquent your speech is before extending this assignment. We have one Gondiak Ashfield who arrived earlier today requesting help in saving his marriage. This will require a linguist, not a warlord, and it must be done today. Are you capable of it? Yes. Well then, I'll go call for him now. Just tell them whatever will keep them together, as a couple and trying. Agreed? Whatever your own thoughts are, do our work. Yissa Gering calls out to Gondiak Ashfield, and a man enter. Oh, sorry. Okay. This is punctuated properly, so I can actually read this. Well then, I'll go call for him now. Just tell them whatever will keep them together as a couple and trying, agreed? Whatever your own thoughts are, do our work. Yissa Gering calls out for Gondek Ashfield. The man enters after a moment. Oh, thank you for spending this time with us. I don't know how much anyone can do, but maybe you'll be the one to figure this out. We live in Gareford residence here in town. I'll follow you there and we can talk to my wife, Morgolda Masterfield. Okay, chat. Chat. We need to take a moment. How can Miss Masterfield say no to such a magnificent golden stash? I couldn't. Look at him. No, I'm sold. I'm on his side. I'm floating. I thought the stash was a banana. It could be. It could be. Oh, can I not ride Yam Bam? God damn it. Now, do I have Gareford residence on my map? That's the most important question. There's a lot of houses here, guys. That thing is fake. You can't tell me otherwise. It's Doom Guy cosplaying as a Nord. Absolutely, and I'm all here for it. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to look around for the Gareford residence. Now, I'm just gonna say this. Oh, god damn it, that's why. It's like, why am I pressing all these spells? Or Golden Masterfield, please. Southeast of here. Good enough. SE. Southeast. Oh! Nice! More. You cheating bitch! Here I am with the shiny stash man. This man with the banana on his face. And you're just here with him. And he's paying. Chat, what does this look like? What does this look like here? I'm not gonna lie, chat, this doesn't look good. They're in a bedroom. He's carrying a bag of gold. She's got a broken marriage. Look, I understand that economic times are hard, Morgolda, but come on, get it together. Get it together, woman. Gondiak Ashfield smiles weakly at his wife. Hello, sweetheart. I've brought a temple worker to try and help us find some more peace. Her eyes flare up and both hands curl into fists. Don't you sweetheart me, acting nice in front of a complete stranger. That's just like you.
Why don't you ask what the temple thinks about people who swindle their in-laws for their fortune and run off to a far corner of Wayrest?
This clearly will not be a simple case. Several minutes pass by in bickering before you can so much as say a word. As you open your mouth, Morgulda Masterfield turns to you and asks,
Well, why don't we have a discussion then? If you're going to take up your valuable time with our problems, we should at least involve you. Tell me, do you think a man who spends 5 nights a week at the tavern is fulfilling his responsibilities as a husband?
Well, no. Cognac Ashfield looks at the two of you with some grief. Honey, no one's arguing otherwise. I know I'm falling short.
The audacity of
I
this
feel
bitch.
miserable coming home every night to more fighting. That's why I go. Morgulda Masterfield turns to you.
Well then, temple worker, what do you say? Do I need to calm down instead of showing him why he's wrong?
Yes. Morgulda Masterfield looks bothered by your answer. She then asks another question.
He's failed in his marital responsibilities. He married me for my money, and now he's spending it all. Don't I have some right to resent him for that?
Yes? Rather than helping them resolve the conflict, you've muddied the water, damaging your credibility. The agreement lasts a little longer and both parties separate for the night. You are left alone without so much as a send-off. I failed! I failed. Literally admitting his faults. I'm okay failing that one. I'm alright with that. It's about the experience, chat. Syvaris does not have a way with words.
Miss Gehring, I'm so sorry.
Perhaps I can manage a rite of atonement. They tell me that you are quite loyal to the temple.
I need you to perform a vital task for us. Akatosh has become angry with us. You need not concern yourself with why. Our only hope is to hold a rite of atonement. We need wraith essence for the ceremony. My sources tell me that some can be found in Castle Hearthstone.
Will you bring it to us? My man! Rainlight, welcome to the chat, my friend. I hope that you are having an amazing day. It was so amazing watching you play through Dead Space for the first time. I really did enjoy your stream. Could I get one of the mods to give a shout out to Rainlight? I know that you're not here for the shout out. I understand that, but dude, that stream just brilliant stuff. Glad to catch me out. Yeah, and it's glad to be caught, Rain. I'm glad to be caught. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. I'm doing really well. I'm a little sore. We had to lift between me and 4 different journeymen. We had to, well, it was a shop worker, 2 journeymen, and myself. We had to lift a hot water tank that was full of sediment. It was probably about 1,000 pounds. So I'm kind of feeling it a little bit today. You know, Dead Space is one of those games that's just like chef's kiss, like the original and the remake. The remake even more so, though. The remake was the realization of a vision, and I'm glad you played the remake, but now I ask that you go back and play the original. Play the original and see what you think. because the remake did so much to cover, I'm just seeing K-Solo's comment with Dragon. But, the original game, I believe you'll have more of an appreciation for what they were able to do with the limited budget they had after playing the fully realized version. It would actually be really interesting to try the OG now. I'd be down to give it a spin. Yeah, I highly recommend doing so. Obviously not spooky season anymore, so your prerogative, but yeah. Original Dead Space it's good time. Dead Space 2 is also excellent. Also an excellent game.
The ceremony must be held within 11 days. The temple will reward you with 453 gold for this. Only untainted Wraith Essence will do. Akatosh's blessing is upon you, so that you will know it when you find it.
Okay, so, chat, we have to find the Bank of Wayrest, which is right up here. And we have to drop off a bunch of our gold, because we're carrying a lot right now. Dead Space 3 a little less so than others, but it has a multiplayer campaign that makes it way better. See, Dead Space 3 just kind of, I don't know, it fell flat for me. It really did. Even like the way they kind of expounded upon the story, just, I don't know. Maybe there's some people who like Dead Space 3, but I struggled to find resonance with that game. Well, so, Rain, what's interesting about Dead Space 2 is they had proven themselves with Dead Space 1. They were on a very limited budget with Dead Space 1. They were not able to do a lot of what they wanted to do with that game. Oof. So, when they gave the proof of concept and Dead Space 1 was a critical success, then, pardon me, with Dead Space 2, they were able to fully realize the vision and give us the game that they wanted to make. But they had to expand the story to do so. So, what you're playing with Dead Space Remake, the devs for Dead Space Remake essentially took Dead Space 1, and they took Dead Space 2, and they did this, but just with the story of Dead Space 1, which I think is kind of a cooler story because it doesn't tell you everything. There's a lot of, like, there's a lot of narrative that, it's very gothic horror in its style. It doesn't show you everything, which makes it scarier. Dead Space 3 was completely changed to its original vision, and they made it a glorified action game, completely removed from what horror elements the series had. Yep, exactly. Yep. 100%. 100%. Drop off all the money. Alright, now we have to go to Castle Hearthden. Castle Hearthden. You know, Dead Space is actually one of the most interesting development stories. You know, that sequence in Dead Space 1 where, well, you know what, Rain's in the chat and I don't want to spoil it for him. Well, I don't care if I get spoiled, he actively avoids spoilers, so I will make sure not to spoil. Yes, yep. I think Correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon. I don't think I am, though. I think that the success of Resident Evil 5 influenced Dead Space 3. I think the reason that there was a higher action and multiplayer focus on Dead Space 3 was because Resident Evil 5 and its multiplayer were so successful. Oh, no, Rain. No need. It started with 2. You can see it with the costumes in combat. Yeah. This is gonna be a big one. Nice big dungeon for books to wrap up the... Oh, no! No! Oh, look, it's an actual castle and not a molehill. Yes, it's almost like somebody installed a mod. Daggerfall, there's a mod for that. A burglar! Ooh. Okay, that's just iron. Well, and that's the difference, right? Resident Evil 5 you can 100% play by yourself. It's a little bit annoying, but it's not like counterintuitive to the experience. Dead Space 3, much better with a friend. And actually, Rain, if you were ever wanting to play Dead Space 3, I don't know if the online play is supported, but if it is, you can always give me a jingle. I'm totally down to help you experience the Dead Space franchise. So if you need a... Oh. Now, my experience with streaming with friends is very limited. I've never done it before, but... But you have spurs that jingle jangle jingle. Wait, was that Mithril? Oh, what was? This one? Oh, it is! So it is! New material. New material acquired, chat. Just know, Rain, that I've never done a multi-stream before, so... Or rather, community collaboration, as Twitch calls it. I've never done that before, so... You would have to explain to my small lizard brain how the computer stuff works. The online servers are still up. I just played a campaign with a friend back. Oh, interesting. There you have it. Okay, that leads up. So, honestly, we just have to move through the dungeon. Until we find the Wraith Essence, essentially. Alright. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to run around blindly and kill everything in sight. Gaming 101. Holy shit, of course. Oh, dear. Mozstix, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. And actually, I'm pretty sure I saw you earlier in the stream, so if I didn't address you, I apologize. It is not my intention to ignore people, but sometimes we're in conversation, and it slips my mind, so if you're ever missed in chat and you do not want to be, please just send more messages, repeat yourself. If you have a point that you would like to be read out, or to clarify. The chat window is not the biggest, so... Also, with my comment about what Dead Space 3 was originally intended to be up above, the game, even with the multiplayer campaign, is obnoxiously long. One of those games that overstays its welcome. That's a good question, guys. What is a game that you believe overstays its welcome? A game that through either it be the length of the game, certain mechanics, whatever. What is a game that overstays its welcome? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, interesting. I gotta think about that one, actually. What is a game that overstays its welcome? Nope, that was awkward. This is it! Oh, sorry, it's Cyvarus the II. This is it! I can feel the purity of the Wraith essence. Now to get back to Ysera Gary. Now, have I explored everything? I'm gonna have to think about that, though. What is a game, in my opinion, that overstays its welcome? I know an introduction that overstays its welcome. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Pokemon Sun and Moon will immediately come to mind as an introduction that just is painful. Overstays its welcome like crazy. But not the entire game. I don't think the entire game suffers in that way. Jeez, this is tough. I haven't played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so I'm just gonna have to trust your opinions on that. What is a game that I've played that overstays its welcome? The 90s story is full with plot points that don't apply to the main narrative, often going... Oh, yeah. The tutorialization portion of Persona 5, I have plenty of other complaints of the game, too. But man, they keep you railroaded while teaching you things for way too long. Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt with Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, the intro was just very much like... It was so expositive. And I was just like, do we need this? Is this necessary? I don't think it is. Red Faction Guerrilla got really boring for me, because while the destruction physics were fun... Try not to die. Assassin! While the destruction physics were fun, the mechanics gameplay loops stayed really simple, and I didn't form any connection with the characters either. Oh, geez, this is tough. Game that overstayed its welcome. ZA's tutorial portion felt a smidge too long, but mostly because the full map didn't open until the tutorial sections were over. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't really played any... Sun and Moon were my last Pokemon games. Didn't really play after that. I'm just gonna silently think about this. I'm happy with the Sun and Moon answer, but it's not like an entire game overstaying its welcome. And overstaying its welcome is like, the game was okay, but then you get to a point where it's just like, okay, like, come on. Oh! Ooh, nice loot. So much gold in here. I'd also throw Avowed into that pot. I've already bitched at it 1,000 times in chat, and I'll continue to do it 1,000 more because the gameplay loop was so bad that I had to just uninstall it. Yeah. I eventually folded and played it. And yeah, Avowed is weird, right? It gets proposed as a Elder Scrolls killer because Obsidian rather. Damn it. Obsidian is looking for buyers at the time, which is fine. But then they put out a game that is like not even close in my mind to being a Skyrim competitor. Enemies nearby. Avowed feels like a Diet Coke version of Oblivion, and I love Oblivion, but I mean that, yeah. And there we are. Exit acquired. Okay, now let's make our way back to Wayrest. Let's close out this quest. Okay, we're pretty close. I love Okami, it's in my top 5, but it's got about a 15-ish minute text-heavy exposition intro that's unskippable, even on NG, and that's really all I can think of. I would say that the later Final Fantasy titles for me, 14, FF14, the way it tells its story for me is just so like, you kind of mentioned text heavy, and every conversation in that game, even if it's a good conversation, I kind of feel overstays its welcome. And it's an MMO, which is not my favorite anyways. So that was a game for me that I really just did not get into that game. And yeah, like the exposition really overstayed its welcome for me. Alright, 1 torpedo, 1 sunk. Figuring out old school torpedo calculator was tough, but I'm getting it. Thank you for keeping me entertained while on the seas. Necro, I assume that means you are heading to bed right away, in which case, chat, please. A quick cheers to our good friend and moderator Necrovarius. Thank you for everything you do for this community, my friend. Thank you for hanging out, lurking, whatever. I really do appreciate you, my friend. So, if you're gonna hang out for the next little bit, obviously this whole thing was kind of redundant, but I'm assuming you're heading to bed, so if you are, chat, could we please get some feel-good emotes for our good friend Necrovarius? I'm an old man. I'll be here to chug some milk or water and go to bed. Tea. No caffeine. Tea. Sword, welcome in. You were lurking. Naughty, naughty. Welcome in, though. You have it. Wraith Essence. Akatosh will be pacified. You have done well here. There's your reward. Sword should indeed be sleeping, but sometimes sleep eludes us. And I hope that I've been providing some small entertainment as sleep eludes you. But we are approaching the 4-hour mark, which means, my friends, our time in the game library has once again drawn to a close. I would just like to thank everybody who has decided to hang out with us this evening. Thank you very much for the follows, for the subs, for the conversations, guys. You make the stream what it is. You make the community what it is. So I thank you for everything that you do. Now, I'm just going to exit Daggerfall. I have saved my game. Now, if you have not done so already, I would ask that you check out the Beacons page. It has all of my socials down here and all my support pages up there. If you're wanting to snag any merch, anything to support the channel, the Beacons page is where you will head over to do that. The Discord is where you get access to the community and myself outside of streaming hours. I am posting on the Discord constantly, and you might even find me hanging out in the games chat, streaming a video game outside of streaming hours. The other night, I was playing Resident Evil 4, getting acclimated to a game that I have not really given the time of day for the most part, so it's not really something I can stream on the channel, given the intent of the channel, but it is something that I can stream to you all on the Discord. So, if you'd like access to any of that, if any of that interests you, I would recommend doing that on YouTube or Twitch. If you have not done so already, if you've liked what you've seen today, please consider giving the channel a follow or a subscribe, whatever the hell they're calling it these days. It really does help the channel immensely. But with that, YouTube friends, this is going to be the end of the stream. I thank you for tuning in. Thank you very, very much, as ever. But our Twitch friends are going to be taken away, whisked away on a raid. Sword, have an excellent night, my friend. I hope that you are doing well. I lament that sleep has eluded you this day, but I hope that the stream has provided you with some small entertainment. Now, we have to snooze the ads, and I do ask that if you guys can, do hang out for the raid, because it really does help the analytics for small creators when big raids happen. So if you can hang out, please do. It sounds like our good friend Shibi is streaming right now. There he is, Shibi the Shinobi. He does Sekiro speedruns. He's a great guy, Italian, great taste in food. We're gonna go hang out with him. So, let's get the raid started. And if you guys are not followed, or sorry, subscribed, mixing my words here. If you guys are not subscribed, there is your raid message. And if you are subscribed, if I can spell, there is your raid message. Let's just copy my raid message so I'm actually prepared for the raid, unlike last time. And with that, my friends, as ever, it has been the pleasure of a lifetime getting to stream to you all this evening. I ask that you be well, and I'll see you on the next one.